siese Senyo sunya sasin tenwarino Sarana we yimi from sunyi na refiho Nyanu mandishi mocha Efini kikebye niwo Enona Ama medipi Wejane nim enti mei wayeta Meshe wenyonyam Namakanyo mocha ni tumino Ayamame Awawato beni Say yesu we mame Wasiami bonindina Wasengan
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Awawato beni Say yesu we mame Wasiami bonindina Wasengan Irani majipa Umoja na mamejipi Yesu nyawaye Ibisu meji wechida Awawato beni Say yesu we mame Wasiami bonindina Wasengan Irani majipa Umoja na mamejipi Yesu nyawaye Ibisu meji wechida
wa mama tiasiese senyo surnya sasinten warino sarana we yimi from sunyi na refiho enyana ma deshimocha efini kikebye niwo enona amama sebi we jane nim enti mebono sedai achira masai na makanya ni usore tumino ayama me awa dona mame sitia
Twenty-eight minutes after 6. Friday, January 24, 2025. 97.3 Citi FM. Welcome to the Citi Breakfast Show. The name is Caleb Kuda. Cindy Thompson. Wonderful Love is an old but golden classic. Starting our morning, reflecting on the wonderful love of God. Says, greater love has no one than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friend. Beautiful story, inspiring our day to go out there and do good and cause many to thank God for his wonderful love that we will demonstrate to them. Welcome to a brand new day. Some quick thoughts to start your day. Yeah, it's the day many say is their favorite. It's a Friday morning. People are getting ready into the weekend, and so they have expectations for the weekend. They have plans for the weekend. But guess what? A lot of people don't have expectations for the year. They say, oh, over the past we had expectations, we put in our all, but we got our fingers bent. Some say they had breakfast, they were served breakfast. So they are taking the year as it comes. They are going easy. While that may be good, I have two ideas why having expectations and bigger is better. The bigger the expectations, even better. First, without expectations, you easily settle for what life gives you. So I am sure you've met people who are doing so well. They've raised funds like $1 million and they're still looking for more. And you are so shocked because you are very okay with your 10 or 1,000. And that's only because they have probably $1 million they want to reach. But you just have 10 and you're very okay with that. So having expectations keep you focused on your brightest day. When you're trying to get complacent, your expectations will keep you in check. And you know, some studies have also shown that patients who go to hospitals expecting that they will come back home are more likely to return than those who just leave things to chance and go with the flow. So have expectations. I'll give you a quick story to buttress this point. I had a 90-year-old friend whose 85-year-old bedridden wife survived a lot of surgeries, and they say that they had a ritual where every other week they drove her around town to show her places of her childhood and all of that. And so through very, very dark nights, she fought to see those days. She had expectations for that day that she would be driven around to see some of the places she has nostalgic affiliations or feelings for. So having expectations will help you visualize, the end results that you're always looking forward to, and keep you through your very dark nights of life. So that's business sense for you this morning, bringing us to 31 after 6. So much to do on the breakfast show today. So many appointments. 42 done, 18 to go. More calls for the president to increase the number of appointees. But the expectation is that the president will stick to his word. What are your expectations today? We have a great show coming up. News review is coming up shortly. Piva Beverages and Total Excellium, proud sponsors of same. So if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. We have great flavors: Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. Piva is available at your local stores. Call us on 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages is a taste you will love. And Total Excellium says, listen, have you heard about the incredible benefits of Excellium from Total Energies? Amazing 3-in-1 power, additive and rich fuel with powerful 3-in-1 action, cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption, reduces CO2 emissions. Look, you will drive, sir. So just drive by Total Energies, get the new Excellium, choose quality, and have great expectations. News review is up next. Stay with us.
When you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I did for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I did for you. Many want. If I believe I did your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I did your side, fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva Orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva Cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grip, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So it's 36 after 6. We're jumping straight into the news review. Bernardino Kokuavla is here. Good morning.
Morning.
I love your batik. It's looking good.
Yours is even better.
Oh, Charlie. Thank you, man. And Anatu Boating is here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Koda.
Bra. What's up, man?
Same old.
It's Friday, man.
Same old.
It's Friday, man. Yeah.
I'm looking for it to start sounding like that. Same old.
Does it have expectations, you know?
Oh, as for the expectations,
we
have, but we are managing it.
Very interesting.
We don't want any disappointments.
All right.
We'll jump into the papers, right?
Well, the Daily Graphic is on Agbogloshi, a story we followed up for a few days. Agbogloshi reclaimed land under siege. Scrap dealers, onion sellers occupy 80-acre land with a photo of illegal wooden structures. And also, you know, the meetings, the cabinet or chief of staff met traders from Kantamanto.
Yeah.
And then the opposition leader also met and make donations to parts of the people on the land.
Right.
The graphic is leading with the photo there. Also, Parliament approved 6 more ministerial nominees. Minister pledges reforms to tackle illegal fishing. Mahama Yariga takes over as majority leader. And on the back page, as I said, government donates 1 million cedis to Kantamanto market fire victims. And PURC directs Ghana Water Company to resolve Krobo area water crisis.
Okay, the news center this morning is leading with road crashes and its attendant mortalities. Says 2,494 killed, while 15,607 were injured from road crashes in 2024. Crime rates in Ghana lower than Canada, Greece, Australia, others.
Okay.
NDC thugs opposed to new Commissioner General invade GRA.
Some more.
Ghana tops global rankings for mobile money regulation, and MTN mobile money recognizes key partners, agents, and merchants.
Meanwhile, the Herald leads with Fidelity Bank breaks silence on multi-million gold for dollar woes. Details agreement with Ghana's Minerals Fund amid allegations of financial mismanagement. Also, John Mahama asked to investigate MIF's $1.08 billion cash saga. In other stories, Chief of Staff demands list of Akufado's last-minute recruits onto government payroll. Jubilee House and NDC supporters divided over quote-unquote suitable NCA boss. I'll bring you some highlights of that. And then Jolo chiefs seek political representation after what they call decades of neglect.
The Chronicle newspaper, teenager surprises prosecutors. My lord, I lied to my boyfriend that I was 19 years.
Look at that.
Ochihene orders removal of excavators along Brim River. And after being acquitted and discharged for coup plot, the sad story of Colonel Kojo Gameli denied compensation, forced to retire from the army.
Really sad story there. If you move to the Daily Analyst, Mama moves Info Ministry to Presidency to ensure guaranteed flow of information to the public. Mahama Yariga takes over as majority leader. He's photographed here. Reverend Engineer Edmond Yenchifianko appointed DG of NCA. And other stories, Felix Jemfi has been appointed as acting DG of the National Service Authority.
Yeah.
And then Okoboy refutes theft allegations.
Right. Okay.
Let's get into others.
The Inquisitor, wolves at bust, ready to devour new MD. Mahama wants clergy to be active again. Dande Kotopon NDC congratulates Dr. Abe, Dr. Boama. Adenta residents sure of Ramadan's delivery, and Attorney General to meet oral committee on Monday for briefing.
Okay. Now, let me do the Catholic standard before I come to BNFT. Live worthy lives, Father Akesi to deacons. High illiteracy cause of farmer-header conflicts. That's on page 3. And then teachers must exhibit decency. My focus, though, is the Catholic standards editorial towards the enduring free SHS policy we all want. And by the way, this is one of the oldest newspapers in Ghana. For those of you who don't know,
Catholic standard.
I'm telling you. So towards the enduring free SHS policy we all want. I'll give you the highlights of that editorial. Now, the Business and Financial Times, interoperability and digital payment systems drive financial inclusion to 97%. It's close to our dial. They just need 0.3. When you go into the details, it looks like 97.3. So we are the interoperability station. In other stories, High Court halts Airtel asset transfer in ATC Tower Defense. Finance Minister tasks GRA to surpass revenue target in 2025. And then Fidelity Bank denies claims of MIF $25 million seizure. And then Nigeria joins BRICS, what it means for ECOWAS and Ghana.
Right. Let me take you online and start with citynewsroom.com and stories here. Felix Jemfi appointed acting National Service Authority boss. Interior Minister designate Muntaka Mubarak to be vetted today. Malik Basintale has been appointed acting CEO of Youth Employment Agency. Mahama appoints Galus Adam Mutawakilu as acting Ghana Water Limited CEO, and presidency directs government institutions to submit payroll data to new staff. Atuforsen says he's proud to have led a minority that saved the public funds. And then Ruth De Lacedo appointed acting deputy DG of the National Service. If you go to other channels, other platforms, payroll cleanup in full swing as Chief of Staff issues directive. This is my joy. Government institutions ordered to submit staff records added to payroll since December 7. Same platform. The Chief of Staff should have set deadline for asset declaration. This is Domelevo. Yesterday he led the oral team to the northern region to inspect some lands that were allegedly stolen. Now, joint KNUST study finds high levels of cancer-causing chemicals in meat synced with ties.
So
the meat we have been chewing, they use car tie to dress. This is causing a lot of cancer. If you go elsewhere, Atuforsen calls for collective efforts to restore Ghana's economy. This is Class FM. I take you international quickly. And BBC, if you go to the BBC,
they are talking about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is everywhere. He says he would rather not impose tariffs on China. And then also Trump orders plan for release of JFK and MLK assassination documents. We're told Russia is suffering environmental catastrophe after oil spill in Kerch Strait. And China sentences man to death over attack on Japanese school bus.
All right, now I'll give you a couple more just before we get into. So, for example, we go to Class FM. Afenyo marking to Mahama, apologize and engage more ministers. 60 won't help your cause.
We had that in the news this morning.
I will deal with that later today. I'm surprised that he's saying this, but anyway, presidency grants SHS heads approval to procure essential foodstuff to feed students. That's also on that website. Now, the main story to start with, the graphic page 26. Parliament approved 6 more nominees. So we have the first 6 from yesterday. Now, from 2 days ago rather. Now, yesterday Parliament unanimously endorsed the second batch of 6. So they are doing it in 6s. So Ahmed Ibrahim, local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs. Dr. Agnes Namomolate, Gender, Children and Social Protection. Mrs. Elizabeth Ofosue Jari, Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Madam Jifa Gomashi, Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Madam Emilia Arthur, Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. And Mr. George Opare Ado, Youth Development and Empowerment. So that's the first part. Now, the paper then goes into the debate. Now it says, supporting the motion for the House to approve the nominee, minority leader doubted the presidency's promise to appoint only 60 ministers, saying that the political class of the country must be bold and own the political narrative.
Okay.
He said, when politicians make mistakes in their public utterances, let's admit them and apologize. Quote, 60 ministers will not help your political cause, but when civil society comes up with the narrative, it is as if everything done by the political class is not good. Instead of us boldly explaining to them the intricacies of politics, then we also fall for the trap and we make political commitments he averred. Well, we can discuss this later. He look, the president made a promise based on his research.
Yes.
Good governance begins with honesty. So this advice, whatever it is, that you should admit that he was wrong. What's the evidence that he was wrong?
Yeah.
What research have you done to show that you can't lead with 60 ministers?
Again, will this conversation be up if the NPP have not had such sweeping majority in Parliament?
The candidate that he was 50. Supporting said 50.
Yes.
So I think this idea of when it suits politicians and then this sort of demeaning the contribution of civil society and media as if to say we don't understand politics, I think it's a whole lot of unnecessary things. You should stick to what you're supposed to do and stop this kind of things doing. Now, still on appointments, you have the majority leadership also changing.
Yes. Page 3 of the Chronicle, Mahama Yariga takes over as majority leader. The story starts with Dr. Castle of Atoforsen bowing out and some of the things that he said. But I'll jump quickly to the constitution of the new leadership itself. That's in the last paragraph of the story, and it says the new leadership team includes majority leader Mr. Mahama Yariga, NDC Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Deputy Majority Leader Mr. George Kweku Ricketts Hagan, MP for Cape Coast South, Majority Chief Whip Mr. Roxanne Nelson Kwame Eche Dafia Mekpo, MP for South Dai, and First Deputy Majority Whip Madam Comfort Doyo Gansa, MP for Adan, and Second Deputy Majority Whip Mr. Richard Champon, MP for Bia East.
Now, the majority leader, the new one, has been speaking. He says, as President John Dramani Mahama has said, these overwhelming numbers will not be abused. Even though we are an overwhelming majority, we will strive for inclusivity, consensus building, and deeply uphold the principles of probity and accountability in the fulfillment of the dreams of our founding fathers. I was just wondering where the majority members were yesterday during the approval of the ministers.
They were somewhere else. Now, let me just finish up on this with some more vetting issues. So, a number of regional ministers designate were vetted. Some of their stories. For example, if you go to the graphic center spread, OT minister designate pledges to transform region. And I enjoyed this vetting. John Kojo Japong, born in 1950, has 10 children.
Thank you.
Founding member of the NDC.
Thank you.
Worked with everybody in Ghana, from the general secretary to the chairman to the president. So he is pledging to transform the OT region, and he spoke about ginger being the new gold. Then we had the vetting of Northern Regional nominee in the person of Ali Adolf John. These are very, I was impressed with the experience of the regional ministers. They've been in public service for 40 years. I won't say public service, like politics and all of that. So this is the Minister Designate for Northern Region, Ali Adolf John. He says he will put in place stringent measures to curb migration of the youth from the region southward instead of greener pastures. He pledged to make the region and its district attractive by paying master craftsmen and tutors to provide apprenticeship support programs and entrepreneurial skills development. Then Volta Regional nominee James Gunu says he will boost tourism. And he outlined a bold vision to unlock the region's tourism potential by improving accessibility to the numerous tourist sites. And I thought I enjoyed
the regional.
No, I did. I really did enjoy it. And I'm hoping to hear more.
Their knowledge and appreciation of their regions was very, very admirable.
Some of these guys have been in politics since like 1984 and things. No, seriously. So it was good. So we continue our coverage. But the other last point is that the Interior Minister will be vetted today. And that's a very important position. Former Minority Chief Whip. It will be live on Channel 1 television.
Aswase, former Youth and Sports Minister under John Evans Atamils.
Correct. Now, what else do you have for us?
All right. Let's get into the news center. Quite a number of interesting stories. I'll deal with this one on appointments.
No, let's deal with that. All the appointments and the backlash.
Yes. So Anthony Kwesi Sapon appointed acting Commissioner General of GRE. We had that, I think, yesterday. But the rather disturbing story about that is that NDC thugs opposed to new Commissioner General invade GRA. Tensions flared at the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA headquarters yesterday as a group of individuals affiliated with the National Democratic Congress NDC staged a protest against the appointment of Anthony Kwesi Sapon as acting Commissioner General. The protesters, dissatisfied with President John Dramani Mahama's decision to appoint Mr. Sapon, gathered at the GRA premises as Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen introduced the new appointee to GRA management in preparation for the official handover. The group, which had earlier issued a statement rejecting Mr. Sapon's appointment, mobilized upon learning of the scheduled introduction. The timely intervention of the customs officers of GRA prevented the thugs from invading the offices of the revenue agency.
You know what is troubling about this is it looks to me as if somebody is behind these movements. Because you see, some nominees are technocrats. And if you look at the GRA boss, I think it's a fantastic nomination because he's been working with KPMG, who have been dealing with GRA for a long time. Now, you cannot expect every position in the country to be given to people who are overtly political. Now, another report, look at the Herald. Jubilee House and NDC supporters divided over suitable NCA boss. Suitable because, again, I think this gentleman is highly qualified for the job. Now, according to the Herald, a disagreement has ensued or erupted between the presidency and members of NDC over the appointment of a suitable candidate for the position of DG of NCA. Now, the president recently named Edmond Irenchi Fianco, a seasoned technocrat at the NCA, as the new DG. However, NDC supporters are rallying behind George Atabuating, a party stalwart, credited for the significant role in the party's electoral victory, where he served as deputy to Omani Boama, the director of IT and elections. Now, then they say supporters of Atabuating have expressed anger, threatening demonstrations about the appointment of Fianco. They associate Fianco with the controversial actions, including the closure of Radio Gold and Radio XYZ, and that he led the team of NC officials to the station. Now, Fianco is a reverend minister of the Methodist Church, and then he is an engineer with, I don't know, decades of experience in NCA. He's been at the NCA for many years. So the paper sort of gives an analysis of his background, talks about his MPhil in applied business leadership and management and all of that. It also assesses the other candidate and then talks about how NDC supporters are blaming him for the closure of the station. I think that there has to be a more reasonable conversation between the appointing authority and their party members.
Exactly.
And whoever is instigating these supporters, I think sometimes somebody may be looking for a post. So he will rally the people to go and protest. They should allow the man to make his choices and then let their performance determine our response. This idea of rallying to chase people is completely lawless and it has to stop.
There's another one in the news center. Appointments. Tension brews between Opariado and Basintali. A storm is brewing within the National Democratic Congress NDC government over the appointment of the Chief Executive Officer CEO of the Youth Employment Agency YEA, pitting the Youth Minister designate George Opariado against Malik Basintali, a Deputy Communications Officer of the party and nephew of the Energy Minister John Abdullahi Jinapo. Now, during his vetting before Parliament's Appointments Committee, Opariado emphasized that the YEA would be under the direct supervision of the Youth Ministry. However, shortly after his remarks, reports surfaced on social media suggesting that Malik Basintali was said to be named YEA CEO.
Now, let's give you a sort of raft of some new appointments. Caleb. So, for example, Felix Jemfi has been appointed acting National Service Authority boss.
Correct.
His deputy has also been named as Ruth Della Sedo. Then you have Adams Mutawakil, you said that already. He is a former member of the Energy Committee of Parliament in the last 7th Parliament. Then you have, as you said, Basintale is now the Youth Authority boss. And a few other nominations have been made. We'll give you the full summary later on. I wanted to give you a quick story here. The Herald has 2 stories of interest. So Fidelity Bank has responded to some allegations about the gold for dollar and how it's managed it. Indeed, if you go to the BNFT, the story is on page 2. And it says that Fidelity Bank has denied allegations that it seized $25 million from the MIF, a state institution that manages mineral royalties. All right. Now, that's cool. But then if you go to the Herald, the CEO or the Executive Director of Africa Center for Energy Policy is asking the president to investigate MIF on the way it's structured. Now, he makes a post and lists about 13 reasons why he thinks President Mahama should, and I'll give you some highlights. So Bemboachi posted on X and says why President Mahama should not disappoint on MIF. Now, some of the things he says is that he thinks that the hard work of miners is what leads to royalties, and MIF is set up to manage those royalties on behalf of the Ejapa company, and he thinks that we must distinguish state royalties from other sources of finance, and that it's unconscionable to treat state royalties in the way that the Ejapa setup and MIF wants to do. And he basically says that the president should look closely at the way MIF is set up and investigate the way MIF conducts itself. Now, the thing I need to say is that there's been 2 appointments to MIF already. So maybe the new team should look into what Africa Center for Energy Policy is saying and decide whether the structure of MIF and what is set up to do, it is set up to do so.
Very well. I'll just end with this appeal that is coming from Saboba, because the headmaster for Saboba SHS is appealing for support for students. There was a fire outbreak. 1 student died. We are told that the girls' dormitory was completely razed down, and so the school is appealing for support. That is one story coming from
still on secondary
Saboba.
school.
Yes,
So 2 things. Presidency grants SHS heads approval to procure essential foodstuffs to feed students. Now, this is an important one. I'm seeing the story on Class FM. It says, according to the GES, the presidency has granted approval to the heads of public senior high schools to procure essential food items needed to feed students for a period of 2 weeks. The 2 weeks start from January 20 and end on February 3, indicated by a letter dated January 22, signed by Stephen Kweku Owusu, Deputy DG. Now, still on a secondary education, the Catholic Standard has an editorial that says that we need a free SHS policy we all want. And it says there are challenges, for example, many schools lack of space to accommodate the students, teacher shortages. It requires a holistic approach. Free SHS is a long-term policy, and its success depends on government's ability to address real-time challenges, for which reason the government, without unnecessary partisan politicking, must be assisted to ensure the policy remains suitable. Now, I'm reading this because the Catholic Church has the most secondary schools in Ghana. If you take the Catholic Church, the Presby Church, the Methodist Church, they are probably 70% of the secondary schools.
Wow.
If their main newspaper is asking for a holistic approach to free SHS, I think the minister must call them for a conversation and listen to them.
Okay, so that'll be it for the news review. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, Nanatu, for waiting. I know there's so much to talk about, but we'll deal with them during the show. Thank you, gentlemen.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
57 after 6, Go Super SP. Ideal choice for most vehicles. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Go Super XP quality gives you the correct choice when you're buying regular fuel. It gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max, use minimal fuel, and is suitable for all vehicles. I mean, go sign up and fuel up. Girl Good Energy, they are proud to be associated with the City Business News, which is coming up shortly. EcoBank and MTN are also associated with the City Business News. EcoBank says, don't get scammed. There are miscreants out there who are looking out to steal your money. They are asking for your password, your PIN, your card information, your OTP, and other personal details. They'll make you all kinds of offers, posing as though they are staff of EcoBank, hoping to assist you through some challenges. All that is meant to rob your money. Please do not fall for that. If they send you a link, do not pick. If they call, do not open. If they send you messages, do not open as well. If calls are coming through for such persons you suspect, please report them. And do not pick up their calls, and when you're in doubt or you feel insecure, call the EcoBank Contact Center to verify. 0800 003225. It's a toll-free number. Please don't get scammed. Money is hard to come by. But MTN says, why wait to own your dream phone when you can have it now without breaking the bank? With MTN Pick and Pay Later, you can now own your perfect smartphone. Pay in easy installments over 4 to 6 months. Best part is all phones come with up to 3 GB free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoop online for the first 6 months after that purchase. Simply dial *170# Choose device, pick and pay later under the loan menu and start the process with just a small initial deposit. You then stop by any MTN service center to grab your dream phone and enjoy the ultimate smartphone experience. Latte, all suited up on a Friday morning with a flamboyant pocket square. No, man, are you signing some contract this morning?
No. It's all about work this morning.
Or some MOU you are going to deal with the World Bank on behalf of Ghana. Good morning, Nee. How are you doing?
Well, I'm well, Caleb. Good morning to you listening. This is the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. I am Nee Latte. This morning we begin with freight forwarders and activities at the ports because the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders has filed a lawsuit against the Ship Owners and Agents Association and affiliated shipping agencies, citing concerns over unauthorized charges and escalating cost of conducting business at the port. This legal action follows ongoing complaints from the Institute regarding excessive fees and the persistent disregard of directives from the Ghana Shippers Authority, which had ordered shipping lines to cease imposing extra port charges. Daniel Udru-Mensah of the Citi Business Desk has more in the following Business Desk report.
Freight forwarders have raised concerns over disputed charges they claim were imposed without regulatory approval. The charges include container administrative fees, processing fees, container washing fees, and demurrage fees. According to the freight forwarders, these fees were introduced unlawfully, prompting legal action to address the matter. In a writ of summons filed on January 20, 2025, the freight forwarders made several demands, including a declaration that imposing unapproved fees on customers is illegal and breaches the law. A declaration that including weekends and holidays in demurrage calculations is unlawful. An order compelling the defendants to refund all monies collected from the disputed charges. A demand for the payment of costs, including legal fees. Any additional orders the court deems fit to grant. The freight forwarders maintain that these actions are necessary to protect their customers and ensure compliance with industry regulations. The matter is expected to be heard in court in the coming weeks.
Daniel Udru-Mensah with that report. Now, as businesses brace for the uncertainties of 2025, what key developments should they prepare for? Now, according to senior partner at AB and David Africa, David Ofosudote, taxes will continue to dominate national debates in Ghana this year, potentially reshaping the business landscape. In a bold projection, he also predicts the possibility of a shake-up in the banking sector. Citi Business News' Emmanuel Opon has the rest of the story.
It's the start of a new year and businesses are looking to the future with both caution and anticipation. At the Crystal Ball 2025 conference, David Ofosudote, known for his sharp insight and a decade of accurate predictions, highlighted key issues he believes will define 2025 on the local front.
Ghana, I focus on Ghana for this. Some things are known, but some things are probable. Let's take them one by one. 120-day breaks or a reset of the economy. I pose a question only. Then economic dialogue has been promised, not yet happened. The details are not known. Taxes, there will be a big debate to go or to keep.
In the banking sector, Ofosudote made a striking prediction: the potential return of GN Bank or UT Bank.
If you want a probable GN Bank and UT Bank, one of them will get their license back. There will be a shake-up at the Development Bank. The capital markets will grow. Ghana Stock Exchange is one of the best stock exchanges in West Africa, I think. MTN has already announced it's becoming a bank. It will look more real, and a lot of banks will be scared.
He also delved into global trends, forecasting significant shifts driven by geopolitics and technological advancements.
It is the year of the wooden snake, starting in February in China. And that is a year that wits and cunningness plays a lot of role in whatever happens. Let me show you again. Global average growth rate GDP will be 3.3%, but China will outpace the global average at 5.4, so they will still determine how the race in terms of global growth goes.
That was a senior partner at AB and David Africa, David Ofosudote, ending that report put together by my colleague Emmanuel Opon. Now, over 500 young people have completed a skills training program across various regions of the country, amounting to 400,000 euros. The initiative, a partnership between the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations and GIZ Ghana, focused on empowering the youth with practical skills in dressmaking, catering, and cosmetology. Speaking with the media, the head of the Ghanaian European Centre for Jobs, Migration and Development with GIZ Ghana, Andreas Beden, underscored the significant impact of the program.
It's a small contribution, but it's all about economic development, and also it's about providing jobs. So of course the idea is, if somebody is self-employed, funds a business, is developing the business, that he or she can create an income for him and herself, for the family, but also hopefully in the long run employ others and provide job and career opportunities, especially for young people. Today's program is of course finished, so we have to see, but there are regular initiatives like that, not only by GIZ, also by others. And what we want to achieve, working closely together with the Labour Department, and then also for people to have this information, where to sign up, etc., to go to the local public employment office and seek assistance, seek counseling, seek advice on where to sign up for such programs.
Andreas Beden is the head of the Ghanaian European Centre for Jobs, Migration and Development with GIZ Ghana. For his part, the acting chief labour officer with the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations, Dauda Ibrahim Brahima, urged young people to take up such employable opportunities.
You know, the Labour Department works with GEC, and we have public employment centres across the nations, particularly these of the operational areas. So anybody who wants to enroll onto that, I think accesses the public employment center and registers. I think there's always information going on about these things, so that persons interested can easily register.
You heard the acting chief labour officer at the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations, Dauda Ibrahim Brahima, ending the breakfast edition of Citi Business News on 97.3 Citi FM, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goel and Access Bank. Before I go, let me take you to the forex market. The dollar trading at 15 cedis 90 pesos, the British pound at 19 cedis 80 pesos, that of the euro going for 18 cedis 70 pesos. I am Ni Latte, and do have a good business day.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy, chop money. Crash it. Mommy, rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more, dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Obi. Say mama uye majushi. Atamanka ma oselo adenusu. Loya udanka mukowanyen. Ijamo wada bobi mbachimi. Sana nyami mku wanyipada senyi doleyako. Samana na mabe ufie. Ezi Ayampo, wakayampo, nipanyo. Ayampa, wakayampa de nipanye. Samana na mabe ufie. Papa dio, so sana daya me brother. Ejina bifia, difia. Iye yina, ya bede waga. Tiye nine ma osilia. Ei no di kanuko kweli bia.
Perfect Nata. You offend someone. Oh, me there.
I got the money make us sell my shops and my things below.
Oh man.
When I'm Agadez, when I'm the good desert, when I'm a madam.
If you're sending money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, please, it's easy, exciting, and convenient. Through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems (PAPS), you can send and receive money from the Gambia, Nigeria, Guinea, Liberia, Sierra Leone in minutes. You would need to visit any of our branches nationwide with your cash, and your money is transferred in no time. To receive money, you would need a First Bank Ghana account. Please call us to find out more about this. 0596 921 921. Switch to Telecel Fixed Broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers. Existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every bundle. Broadband renewal to keep browsing. Subscribe to Telecel Fixed Broadband for these amazing offers. Dial star 900 hash. Use the Telecel Play app or visit the Telecel retail outlet. Visit www.telecel.com.gh and get connected today. Terms, conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies.
Papa dio, so I said I am a brother. Ejina bifia, difia.
Valentine's Day is coming. What's your plan, people? Indulge in an unforgettable romantic getaway at the African Regent Hotel this February 14th. It's a truly magical experience of luxury, love, and serenity are waiting for you and your loved one. The Stars dining experience is going for 550 Ghana cedis per person, 1,000 Ghana cedis for a couple. Enjoy an intimate hour with breathtaking views from our rooftop terrace at Zong with a salsa and painting session. Valentine's Day dinner is an exquisite candle-lit buffet dinner at Zong, featuring dishes prepared by our world-class chef. We have personalized keepsake custom photo to remember this perfect day will be shared with all our guests. So enjoy the evening with musical performances by Isaac and friends. Please don't miss out on this magical moment. Call 0302 765 108 068 0268 265 386. MKT at African-Regent-Hotel.com. The African-Regent-Hotel.com. These are relevant links and addresses you want to be engaging. We look forward to welcoming you and your loved one for a truly extraordinary experience. Now we continue with our Oxfam tax dialogue. This song is beautiful. I promise I'll bring it back. I will bring it back. But we need to talk about taxes. We need to talk about taxing high net worth individuals. And we have amazing people to delve into this conversation. Budget Ghana. That is budget with IT. Yeah, Budget Ghana. Country lead Jennifer Moffat. Daniel Atre Noor. He is head of tax policy unit at the Ministry of Finance. I hope I got the name right. Atre Noor. Okay, so we jump into business. Oxfam tax dialogue on the business edition this morning with Nee Latte. Enjoy, we'll be right back.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
This way, don't think I get my new car. This way, don't think I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl, sweet girl.
Hello there, welcome to the Oxfam Tax Dialogue on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. I am me, Latte. This is our second series of the 2025 season of the Oxfam Tax Dialogue. We are building up the conversation from where we left off in the previous episode. If you want to know what the topic for discussion is this morning, as well as know who our guests are, you want to stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome again. Thank you for staying with us here on the Oxfam Tax Dialogue. If you are listening to us on radio, this is 97.3 Citi FM. On TV, the channel is Channel 1 TV. I am me, Latte. In our last episode, we spoke about progressive tax. Today, we are building up the conversation, looking at another aspect of the tax architecture of the country. And today, we are talking about high net worth. We are talking about high net worth individuals who fall under that category and what their role is when it comes to taxation in Ghana. My guests, one lady and one gentleman, one from the Ministry of Finance and one from Budget It's Ghana. On my immediate left is Jennifer Moffat from Budget It's Ghana, as well as Daniel Noah from the Ministry of Finance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm beginning with Daniel from the Ministry of Finance. Last time we met on this particular platform, it was about progressive taxation. Correct me if I'm wrong. If this high net worth we are talking about is a build-up to the category of taxation known as progressive tax. That's the first point I want to understand. Okay. If yes or no, who are high worth net individuals?
Okay. So high net worth individuals or high net worth taxation actually builds on progressive law. And the idea is that general taxation, the more you earn, the more you pay. So that's basically what it is. Now, for purposes of Ghana, we define a high net worth individual as someone who who earns income, okay, of at least $1 million US. That's the first thing. And so, if he earns the equivalent of that in cedis in any year, that person is considered to be high net worth. And then we also have another definition where we look at someone who has assets worth the same $1 million equivalent in Ghana cedis. And so you realize that we've looked at it from two aspects. From when it comes to actual amount of money you have, and then where you have assets, it means that we value those items and put them together and get so the asset could be money, and then that's money, cash, whatever form it is in the bank, and then properties and other things like that. So generally that's how we look at it.
So if any Ghanaian has $1 million in his or her account, or the CD equivalent of it, or in assets amounting to that particular value, that person can be considered as a high net worth individual in Ghana.
Yes.
2 quick points. Why the dollar comparison? Why we are in Ghana? Why are we not getting an amount of money fixed in, Ghana cedis, but dollar and its equivalent? And these assets we talk about, what kind of assets? Are we talking about liquid assets, current assets, non-current assets, and does it also take into consideration the liabilities of this particular individual?
Okay. So first, the dollar is to allow us to do international comparisons.
Right.
Because the high net worth individual, yes, we've always had wealth taxes.
Right.
But in terms of measuring it, we hadn't moved to that part yet. And so in doing so, we wanted to see some equivalents that gives us a general international good practice. International good practice is really how high should we put it? So that's what led to our decided to use the dollar measure. So it's not just wealth plus measure. And that's why we said it's the equivalent in Ghana cedi. So we look at the Ghana cedi equivalent of it, and then we met. Fortunately, our currency fluctuates, so that's one of it. Now, when we talk about the assets, so sometimes it's not just your own assets. Like if you have the assets of associates, alright. So you might have a building yourself, but you have another building in the name of a child of yours, okay, who basically you provided that money for the person. The person doesn't earn the kind of income to have gotten that money. Or an associate, or somebody you have some control over, or you have some business. So I'm a sole proprietor, and I have income from that business, that come, or some assets in that business, which as an individual it still falls within my purview. So generally that's the general idea of looking at it. So if your own assets, it could be buildings, it could be liquid cash as you mentioned, whatever asset it is. And normally it's what in the tax law will look at as investment income. So an investment can be in treasury bills, it can be in fixed securities, any amount you have.
So wherever the money is, wherever the asset is, whatever form and shape it is, once it amounts to $1 million or the CD equivalent, you are a high net worth individual.
For purposes of Ghana.
And fall in that category. Yes. But having laid that foundation, let me go to Jennifer. Why do these persons matter when it comes to taxation in Ghana and across the world?
They matter a lot. And I would say a lot because they control significant amounts of money. So a lot of people will argue that maybe that shouldn't be, but then they are controlling so much money that we have to talk about wealth redistribution. So the whole concept of taxing them extra or going back to tax certain individuals again will be because of wealth redistribution. People want the wealth to go around. It shouldn't be concentrated at one particular place. There should be more to it than just having a group of people controlling so much wealth. So that is the reason.
So with this wealth redistribution that you talk about, I don't know if you can explain to us how the individuals are first identified, how are they located, how are they profiled, how does all of this happen before we get to ascertain that this particular person falls within this bracket?
This one is a long process.
So don't worry.
But
simplify it for me.
Samuel mentioned certain criteria when he was giving his explanation. So first of all, how would you identify them? You should have at least, well, that exceeds 1 million USD. So if you're able to put your money from your bank account, money from your business, money from your buildings, real estate, all those things together. Even when you have shares that can be converted into money, all those things, you put them together, then we can say that that is how we can find it. But then how would you locate them, or how do you profile them? There's a lot of ways, and I think GRA has a lot of what's it called, indicators that they use for that, which even includes even you filing your taxes. If you are able to file your taxes, as you are doing that, you are able to identify that this number of people fall within this bracket, and then there are things that they have to do, maybe push them into a particular category and all that. And I think income tax laws also identify such individuals, and I think one of them would be that if you are able to earn more than I think 240,000 Ghana cedi, automatically they push you into the bracket where you are a high income earner. So then your taxation is done differently from those of us who are earning something small.
So it's either you are identified or you file for you to be identified. But do people file for them to be identified?
I think Mr. Nero was explaining earlier that at the back that these things are not, when you are even being profiled, it's not because they want to take your money from you. I think that's a concept that you need to debunk. Some of these things are done for the purposes of taxation, but not to take so much from you. But like I said earlier, wealth has to be redistributed. And I think there is, I was having a discussion with Mr. Nero backstage, and he was even mentioning that There's a whole movement that is actually pushing for redistribution of wealth. So when you are identified, it is good because wealth has to go around. It's really concentrated at one place and it's not being used.
From Jennifer's submission, Daniel was giving you a lot of information back in. Now the floor is open. Daniel, give us the information. What is your thoughts, general thoughts around, the identification and profiling of these individuals?
Okay. The first thing, in fact, I would like to use the actual words I use. Say that wealth taxation is not a witch hunt.
It is not a
witch hunt.
Witch hunting.
Yes, it's not witch hunting. It's generally in terms of the equities that are involved in taxation.
So trying to break that dramatic inequality gap.
Not even the inequality gap, but as we talked about progressive taxation, the more you earn, the more you have, the more you pay. So it's the basic principle of taxation. And in fact, you try to identify everybody and get them to pay their fair share of taxes. So that's one of the things. Now, in Ghana, as I said, in identifying them, we have some additional criteria. So we look at your ownership of some, either a large taxpayer, tax company entity. We have the chief executives of some of these large entities. We'll look at your ownership of an entity that has either an aviation license, an internet license, a communications license, and also, for example, we also look at the top companies on the Ghana stock exchange. Those who have a large, maybe 10% or more holding in some of these individuals. So those are just a few of the criteria. There's quite a long list that we use to do the profiling, but these are just a few. And the idea is that these people actually are the ones who fall within that category.
But within that particular bracket, are there still thresholds or other categories? So for example, if I have $1 million, somebody has $2 million, another person has, let's say, $5 million. I think somewhere around the world they are classified high net worth, very high net worth, ultra high net worth. Is it the same case for Ghana? Or once you have the 1 million, but we lump everyone together?
Not really. I mean, we also use those classifications.
Okay.
But then, because we hover more around the $1 million and then the $20 million. So we have a few who will fall within the $20. Per the records we have right now. It's as we continue to refine and to get people to file returns, it gives us an idea. Now, a quick one, when it comes to the issue of wealth taxes, as you mentioned, I said, is the idea, wealth taxes have always existed. If I want to talk about net worth taxation, it's always existed. It's equivalent to the incomplete records in accounting. So, again, I want to just take off people's minds that there's a witch hunt. It's just part of the normal process of taxation.
And what I will add is the inequality gap is real. So when we are talking about taxation or progressive taxation, we shouldn't take our mind off the fact that some of these taxes or tax regimes comes in because there is an inequality gap. I think I was even having a discussion with a friend over the weekend, and he made mention that some people have so much money because they've taken so much from other people and they store this in a place where they can't even finish spending it. So if we are doing redistribution, it's because we've identified or we've all come to the realization that there's an inequality and there's something that must be done about it.
How you quickly jumped in tells me how passionate you are about the topic and this inequality debate. This is still the Oxfam Tax Dialogue on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. I am Ni Latte. I'm having this conversation with Jennifer Moffat from Budget Ghana, as well as Daniel Noah from the Ministry of Finance. We are taking a short break. We'll be back with more. Thanks for staying on the Oxfam Tax Dialogue on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. I am Ni Latte. We are still continuing our conversation on high net worth taxation. This is part of the 2025 season of the Oxfam Tax Dialogue. Two basic ideas here, trying to create the awareness and educate the populace about their responsibilities when it comes to taxation. The conversation has taken different levels. We have more to come, but this is the second stage, building up from our previous episode on progressive tax. Today, we are dedicating it to high net worth taxation. Jennifer and Daniel already doing a fantastic job here on this platform. Let me yield back to them. So, I want us to do a very quick exercise, trying to get a sense of, how far we have come with, high net worth taxation. From the Ministry of Finance perspective, I don't know, have there been reforms? In fact, how did we even get here in the first place? Is it that other countries were doing it that we also decided to jump on? Or really there was a lacuna or problem we wanted to fix, for which reason we also decided to have this kind of taxation as part of our tax lines in Ghana?
Okay. We had several antecedents. One, as you mentioned, was there was a move actually in tax circles to sort of group people into categories in order to best design compliance activities and how to get them to pay their taxes. So as part of the categorization, we have small taxpayers, we have medium taxpayers. The issue came up with the large taxpayers too, and not just as entities, but as individuals too, as to how best to categorize them and help them to be compliant. Basically, that's the job. Now, as part of that, we looked at our reforms, and the reforms started prior to 2015. But then in 2016, as part of the GRA Second Strategic Plan, it was looked at to improve work when it comes to highness. At the same time, the Ministry of Finance also looked at it. So it was a joint effort that let's put in the policy perspective and then put in the units to do. There was some work already being done. So some studies were undertaken to several countries. They did a lot of literature reviews to look at what was happening elsewhere. That helped us to come out with our definition. We prepared a policy paper, initial policy paper, which we worked on with the GRA. And for all these, really, the ministry always works very closely with the Ghana Revenue Authority. I'm using GRA just for everything that it's not the Ghana Revenue Authority, but the Ghana Revenue Authority. Okay. So we work with the Ghana Revenue Authority closely on these things so that at the end of the day, when we are translating the policy into implementation, it works well. And then when the suggestion comes from GRE we also look at it at the policy aspect, how does it work out? So basically we worked hand in hand over this since 2016 when it came out as part of the strategic plan. And actually with the medium-term revenue strategy which we launched in 2023, it also talks about deepening work when it comes to high net worth individuals. And it's a worldwide issue. Just last year, the G20 when they met, put it as one of the top agendas to look at that. So basically,
it's good you mentioned the medium-term revenue strategy, having started from 2023, right?
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's 2023, right?
Yes.
Like
it started in 2024. It was published in 2023
and
started in 2025.
Also, I can just
2024.
We are just 1 year into it.
Yes, we are just 1 year.
How far have we come? Relating it to high net worth, because you mentioned that it's a key component of the revenue strategy.
Okay. So what we did in 2024 was there was some work which was commissioned earlier on for work to be done on high net worth in 2021. We commissioned a further one to be done to look at the potential of high net worth in 2024, which was part of this, to look at what the potential was going forward. So that was the first phase. We are now reviewing that report to look at what the next phase will be in taxing high net worth.
Talk about potential. I don't know if the potential can also be seen as projections, as in how much you wanted to raise with regards to high net worth taxation. Is that a fair point?
So how much we could raise?
How much you could raise?
Yes.
Can you put a figure to it?
As I said, the report has just come. We are now reviewing the report, and based on that, we can. The initial studies we did helped us to start the work with the unit and get some of these things in place because it did give us some potential.
Okay.
We've done some amount of recoveries over the past 2 years and over 500 million cedis in recoveries from that time from. And let's know that some of these were already paying tax, so it's not as if they are come back. Then we categorize them as high net worth. That's what we're seeing. And we expect to do far more than that.
At first, I wanted to believe that you're running away from the figures, but now that you've mentioned about 500 million in recoveries, I'll come back to you. Yes. If you can tell me how many high net individuals you have in Ghana and paint that picture for us. But I want to come to Jennifer for her to give you her take on, the historical antecedents. I don't know if you have one or two to add on. Then Mr. Noah will tell me about the number of high net individuals you have in Ghana. I think it's going to be an interesting figure.
Very interesting.
Okay, I'll come to you.
On that as well. So I think the only thing I'll add to what Mr. Noah said is, I think in 2017, part of the strategic plan, the second strategic plan for January, there's actually a whole office or unit that has been opened for high net worth individuals.
That's at the ministry or the
GRA? At the GRA. So it's not as if it is new. So since 2017, works are being done, people are being profiled. We are still getting more information about who is who, what they are doing, how they
are still getting information.
Yes, we are still, because it is progressive. Okay. No, it's because it's progressive. So data that is out there says that at least we've been able to come. I think there has been an increment of 26% more. So more people are now classified as high net worth individuals. So imagine through all this economic meltdown, people were still making it. So it is good to add them to the bracket so that we can take more money from them.
I see. Now that we know that people were still making money during the economic quagmire. So I was saying that you should be able to give us some figures when it comes to the number of high net worth individuals that we have in the country, what their contribution have been over the past years. I don't know if it's something that comes easily achieved.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Now, when we looked at the report and did the projections based on the 2017 report, and then we looked at the recent 2020 African Wealth Tax report, they put the number of high net worth individuals in Ghana as 2,400, and then the 70 millionaires as 5. Okay, that was the 2020 African Wealth Tax. But when we look at our records, and if you look at the 2021 GRA report, basically we are doing about half of that number cumulatively as at 2024. Okay, and it takes time to identify this. And as you looked at the criteria we used, you realize that it takes a while to build up that process. And interesting is that there are some of these wealthy people who really haven't put their wealth together. So you actually have to put it together and build that profile to be able to determine that this person falls within that category. Then you now go ahead and do an assessment. So really, it's getting the information. The reports, international reports, give us an idea. As I said, we just done some reports ourselves, which we are looking at, and because that one also has some projections. And then based on that, we will start working on some of these things. As I said, it's not. I repeat it, it's not a witch hunt. It's part of our normal process, and so you want to be sure that if you are saying this person is high net worth, the person really is high net worth. You don't want just to lump a lot of people in there. I mean, you are worrying people about this.
I don't know why Jennifer keeps laughing, but we are wrapping up. We are wrapping up, but anytime we have a conversation on taxation, compliance comes to play. Okay, so 2 quick questions, one each. I want to believe that the collaboration between the Ministry of Finance and the GRA is smooth in terms of all the processes. Maybe you may speak more on it, and then we also have to identify some of the challenges being faced both by the payer and the collector, and how we can address these issues. I don't know who wants to take which question.
The reason why people would, or even if I, Jennifer, am a high net worth individual, I want to avoid paying some of this money is because I wouldn't know exactly what those monies are being used for. So now we come back to what are some of the pitfalls. Some of the pitfalls is that people cannot identify what the monies are being used for. So it is easy for them to avoid or evade taxes. I think we also have the, the tax agents also playing a very big role in this whole system, where people would rather put their money somewhere that they know that the government can't stretch their hand to that place to go and take from them. Aside that, even I think GRE itself would also have issues because this whole profiling thing, so administrative-wise, this whole profiling thing is not going to be easy. I don't think it's even easy. Mr. Noel can attest to that, whether it is easy or not. But it will take a while to be able to identify. For instance, you said earlier that some people even have their monies in different places that they don't even know. So for us to be able to identify that, we should be able to, GRA should be enforced more or empowered to do more.
Jennifer has even answered your question.
I didn't answer.
Because she's talking about empowering, the Ghana Revenue Authority to do more. But Mr. Noah, just 30 seconds, your final take on this whole conversation. You can pick it up from any of the angles we discussed.
Okay. So I believe that there's a lot of work we still need to do when it comes to our network, in terms of education, of even the persons themselves. Because one, they keep poor records. Their issues are complex. Some of them are very influential. Yeah. So there are a number of factors that make dealing with them difficult. What GRA has done, in the sense that right now GRA you can file online any payments online. So it's simple. You don't have to walk into a GRA to do any of these things. Just to make it easier in terms of compliance for everybody, not just scientists. So I believe that as we go and as the conversation continues, we expect that we would sort out some of the issues concerning them and then bring them also on board, as we also bring the rest of the citizens on board, because it is not just the high net worth individuals who don't pay. In fact, the majority of individuals in this country do not pay income tax. I'm talking about not other paying direct tax, but income tax. And I think it's important that we all contribute. So, I mean, the minister has talked about compliance. In his vetting, he was very much on it. And so it's one of the directions we're going to see, get everybody. So please, all individuals. And this one, we are not going to pay Citi for that. All individuals are required to file their tax returns by the 30th of April this year for the previous year. Please file. Because there's a penalty of 500 cedis if you don't file.
Please file. The concluding words of Mr. Daniel Noah from the Ministry of Finance. He was here with Jennifer Moffat from Budget to Ghana. Initially, he was attacking me for getting the name wrong, but today I have it correctly done. And so thank you so much for being a part of this edition of the Oxfam Tax Dialogue on High Net Worth Taxation. I am me, Lati. The next time we meet, we'll be talking about illicit financial flows. Thank you very much for listening and watching.
When until I get my new car, please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Yafini gave us the vibe. Now, Inshona Chile makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who know like enjoyment?
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Insure Chile. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Imagine waking up in a beautiful home you can call your own, or watching the value of the plot of land you invested in grow year after year. This 2025, Apollonia City is inviting you to start the year right by making a smart investment in property. Apollonia City offers high-quality real estate that is ever appreciating. At Apollonia City, the value is not just your home or land. It is also the area that surrounds it. Tarred roads with safe speed limits, drainage for even the most punishing floods, and neighborhood planning that ensures your view will never change. Choose any of our serviced or semi-serviced plots or any of our beautifully crafted homes and enjoy up to a 3-year payment plan. Call us on 0275 577 577 or 0542 777 222 and let's help you start the year right.
What are you paying for? A delicious meal at the restaurant? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Buying fuel for your car? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Shopping online or at the mall or your favorite supermarket? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. When you need to pay, do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. With a large network of merchants and payment points, the SG Ghana Visa Card is your secure and convenient way to get things done in Ghana. You can also use the SG Ghana Visa Card for secure online purchases. Make your life easy and use your SG Ghana Visa Card today. To find out more, call 0302 214 314. That's 0302 214 314. Société Générale Ghana. The future is you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's Friday morning. Welcome aboard to Kickoff on the Citi Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Shell V Power and Zonda GH. Over the next few minutes, we'll hear from Galkes President-elect John Ansah and get some reactions from Manchester United's win over Rangers in the Europa League last night. But first, the Ghana Leagues Club Association's executive elections were held yesterday, and John Ansah, the former vice chairman of the association, was elected as the new chairman. The elections were held at the Accra Sports Stadium, where Ansah contested against Isaac Wilberforce Kumsin for the top position. Ansah emerged victorious with 96 votes out of the 132 cast, while Kumsin garnered 35 votes. One ballot was rejected. Ansah succeeds outgoing chairman Kujo Fianu. Let's hear from John Ansah on his journey to the top.
Running through my experience in the game, which I have loved so much, is I have been a Division 1 League board member, Premier League board member, and I have come all the way representing my club in all these areas. And so under those years, there are a lot of experiences that I've gathered. But there's one thing with football, when you are growing and maybe you happen to have the love for it, try and learn from the senior ones ahead of you. If you jump the gun, they will just press their hand on your head and you go and you come no more. They will not tell you by way of a physical action, but their attitude towards you will not help you to open doors to you. I never behave that way. Everybody is my master in football. And this opportunity given to me today was not going to stop me from doing that.
That was the chairman-elect of Galka, John Ansah. And the vice-chairman race, Phyllis Marco, triumphed over Nana Amankwa, securing 94 votes to Amankwa's 34. Gabriel Godwin also defeated Isaac Gaspar to claim the position of the Regional Football Association representative. The Ghana Premier League will be represented by Joseph Nko and Fred Tindan. Nko garnered 26 votes, while Tindan polled 18 to claim the 2 spots, while Rahman Yakubu finished third with 14 votes. The event was graced by the Minister Designate for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, who pledged to collaborate with the newly elected executives to ensure significant progress in Ghana football.
As a person, when approved by Parliament and appointed by His Excellency the President, I will work with you to see how best we can improve our game and bring back the love that is needed. That love must come back. Our playing fields must be filled with supporters, because it will give joy. And we need to do this together with all the other arms of what the sports. We need it. That is how we will survive.
Kofi Adams is the Minister Designate for Sports and Recreation. It's match week 18 in the Ghana Premier League this weekend. The weekend kicks off with a tie between Accra Lions and Mediama at the Wafa Park on Saturday. While on Sunday, Asante Kotoko take on Kerala United. It's Basake Holy Stars versus Accra Hearts of Oak. Bechem United face Nations FC. Young Apostles host Nswachuman FC. Brekum Chelsea take on Vision FC. Hearts of Lions face Idiana. And Samatex welcome Dreams. Legon Cities also take on Gold Stars. All these matches kick off at 3 p.m. Now to Europe, where Manchester United skipper Bruno Fernandes scored a dramatic stoppage time winner to give his side a 2-1 victory against Rangers in the Europa League at Old Trafford. United, now fourth, will definitely make it into the last 16 if they win away to Romanian side Star Bucharest. Here's United's head coach Ruben Amorim speaking after the win.
What was your assessment of the performance?
I think it was okay. You can feel it in the game. Is a little bit different from Premier League. The pace is not the same, so it can help us sometimes to think in the plays, the positioning, to have more possession. I think we in the first half we started really well. Then we lost control for 7 minutes because of some bad decisions without any pressure, and then it's hard to return. We create some chances. We miss some chances in the end. Could be a problem, but then Bruno and all the team managed to score again, and I think we deserve the win.
The voice of Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim. In other matches, Lazio beat Real Sociedad by 3-1. Porto lost to Olympics by 1-0. Tottenham were 3-2 winners over Hoffenheim, and Fenerbahce and Lyon played out a 1-1 draw. Before I go, in tennis, Novak Djokovic was booed off court by some Australian Open fans after retiring injured from a semi-final against Alexander Zverev. Djokovic, who was bidding for a record-extending 11th title in Melbourne, quit after losing the first set 7-6. And as the latest in the world of sports, for more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Tune in to the Premier League preview show today at 3 p.m. on Channel 1 TV, and for Sports Panorama at 7 p.m. on Citi FM. Kickoff is powered by Shell V Power and Zonda GH. The Citi Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, FUA pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off the Aflao Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell. Go well.
You looking for a bank to rely on?
Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we sick out to banky baby? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt, but tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us, do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first, treat you first. Somebody see think about you first, think about you first.
You first, First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
This ad is not about how convenient or easy to use the Affinity app is, or not having to worry about monthly or transaction fees. Yes, banking without fees. This ad is about Affinity providing the necessary services to help grow your business. Because banking doesn't have to be an inconvenience. With Affinity, you're in. To get the app, dial *229# or go to affinityghana.com.
The Heritage Caravan 2025 is officially sold out. Thank you for your patronage. Now get ready for an unforgettable adventure with the Heritage Caravan 2025. We will experience a cultural revelation as we travel through 14 unique regions, each offering a deep dive into the nation's history, traditions, and natural beauty.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful, and the people, the connection, incredible.
From Sunday the 2nd of March to Sunday the 9th of March 2025. Pack your bags and let's set off on the road trip of a lifetime with an unmatched opportunity to explore landmarks, taste authentic Ghanaian cuisine, experience the arts, to network and to connect with the people who make Ghana truly special. This is more than a tour. It's a chance to experience the soul of Ghana, to witness its growth and to create lasting memories.
The places we visited, the road trip itself was awesome.
Everything was good, yes. Even the Bui Dam was very educational.
Follow all Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2025. The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority, with support from 97.3 Citi FM, and proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Hollard Insurance, and Omni Basic Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
There is money in the soil. Find your way into profitable careers and businesses in our Greek and ATVET now. Take a step today and change your life, your family, and community. Dial *718*50# to join now. Ghana Grows. Hope Day. Ghana Grows is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, and other partners.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Watch your show, so the boom see. My man down, so we the gate. Oh, fiabo. And the man down, and the fear. Watch your show, so we the boom see. My man down, so we the gate. Oh, fiabo. Atama, oh, fiabo. Atama, oh, fibakabu. Atama, all the talkabu. Oh, fio. Kofi menko, Sabashana Kofi wo. Kofi menko.
Unleashing the power of record radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Kokona nena jina ninja nukono, akroma lecheno. Abanene nyuya sinu kofi, niwe beblo. Sama makaenti yo, sikantanta mini baby yo. Jumaden tanyi suban, nabra pai joula pan. Ay sukuri yo kofi, yakusami yo kofi. So adini yo kofi, go back kofi.
Antiama brings us to 1 after 8, 97.7, 97.3 Citi FM. Kofi Kenata there with Antiama. I love it. Now experience unbeatable engine efficiency with Shell V-Power. Your engine deserves the best, and with Shell V-Power you can maintain optimal performance with unbeatable performance to protect it against performance rubbing engine deposits. Say hello to unbeatable efficiency with Shell V-Power. Shell go well. While you Shell, Zonda Ghana Limited is happy to let you know that we are your one-stop shop for quality tracks. Whether you're looking for Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX tracks, and oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. We also provide top-notch after-sales service for all your heavy and light-duty trucks, as well as machinery needs. We have 7 branches around the country. Please find us. Our head office is off the Tema Plow Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave in Tema. 050-177-222, 050-177-333. These are the numbers. We are happy to hear from you. Zonda is built in Ghana and building Ghana. Today is the birthday of some amazing people. Audrey Kwao of Assurance Department of Deloitte. Audrey Kwao, Assurance Department, Deloitte. This is from your country manager, Daniel Kwejo Wusu, and all the staff. The country manager for Deloitte is a very thoughtful man. Every other time you hear about his dedications to his staff. Nice one. Good morning. Please play a song for my godmother. Tell her we love her, Papa. Mrs. Victoria Saki, Brawl Ghana, from your babies and grandson. This one says, can you use your platform? Okay, this is not dedication. We'll get to this. Good morning. Glorious happy birthday to Mrs. Marian Kuchienyo of ADB head office. May the Lord locate you with his amazing blessings and favor you for greater glory. This is from the Buache Dankwa family, siblings and in-laws. You deserve all the love and happiness today and always. Happy blessed birthday, Dinam Chaku of Achimoto's Senior High School. This is from your mom, your dad, and the entire Chaku family of Dodowa. Today is Daniel's birthday. Kindly play Anyway by Johnny Drill and Don Jazzy for him. The song says it all for me. I've got his back through all the changing scenes of life, and I want him to know that I love and appreciate him deeply. Yesterday was my birthday. Today is our birthday. It's a whole weekend vibe, and I intend to make it memorable. Happy birthday to the only Mr. T, my Togby one. This is from your wife, Marlene Tonyigan. Okay. It's that time of the year we're paying school fees and residential ones, and Zenith Bank is your option for stress-free payment. Students of KNUST, University of Ghana, UDS, University of Education, Winneba, UMAT, Ola College of Education, Akosombo International School, Ecole Ransard, and many others. All their graduates can visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide or use the school's designated merchant code to pay school and residential fees for students. With Zenith Bank, fees payments are fast, easy, and processed in real time. For the full list of schools, please visit zenithbank.com.gh. Call Zenith direct on 0302-680-884, 054-2000-111. For any assistance you may need, Zenith Bank, certainly in your best interest. So it's time to maximize and grow your business exponentially. Bisame Keke, I'll tell you. If you're a shop owner, you're a seamstress, you're a trader, you're a mechanic, you're an artisan, or you own or run a hospital or a hotel, if you have a phone, TV, car, house, or any property you want to sell, the Bisame app is here to help you connect you to your customers. All you need to do is to register your business, reach more customers, and watch your sales soar. With the Bisame app, your security is assured. Just locate the item you want to buy from any social media platform. Inform Bisame a seller is called to bring the item to your office for inspection before you make payment, and then the item is shipped to you wherever you may be. Download Bisame app on Google Play Store or the App Store today and unlock endless possibilities. Grow your business, connect with customers, and enjoy success.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Many man and me, Namini Musewodonti, Niatatia Maya Pimpam, Kuntu, Hanikonichia Yenchi. Atachidia, what the Boko never caught, now when him is a 1 car 20 feet. Intimacy, if I want to my woman, Diana, Nayam Bumpesiaka Kribina Yendi. Edichuma, when I am a fat. Femano, and I'm a Jimmy Abate, Jameson, I wouldn't miss a 1 corner, me pet. The chassis a pair watching Yenne. Kuyamakume Muhime. Atana nyumwe Odama kumenyina wonkwa Adrinjini ya jojonkwa Abeda huwane ya tetenkwa Odama kumenyina wonkwa Adrinjini ya jojonkwa Abeda huwane ya tetenkwa
This is Citi 97.
Odama kumenyina wonkwa Yeah. What else? Bomba me horns. day. Otemase, Betenase, Wodia Machi, Odomutatashi, Ahomachi, Natawole Bonase, Bese Wodobra, was it Nuramate, Wunimuye, and Commode, the Hunting and Pemba, Yasimi Homose, the two mania, me who wanna pet, me home bar peace, so one on me send a pet. Baby, you know that you the one. Hold on for me, I tell me what's a hamatan. My tone Cinderella, now I told me Peter Pan. Yeah, when you had the crime, me, you would do more for Rijan. Sicilia, when you Efatao, we share me na force, been a shame, and I'm in bow. It is an what I see, I'm into me, how, or the Safu and the crowd. They do Kuromun, Suomu, Corner, Marvin.
In the meantime, the enjoyment is real. From January to June this year, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards, free fuel coupons for your car, and airtime for your phone. It's that simple. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we've been here to secure peace of mind for you. Visit any branch today, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. Real estate is a key part of every wealth portfolio. That's why you need to make it a point to own some real estate. Now, this 2025, Apollonia City is offering you an opportunity to own premium plots of land at competitive prices with up to 3-year payment plans. Our service lands come with access to water and electricity, tarred roads, solar-powered street lights, access to high-speed internet, and so much more. We have beautifully crafted 2, 3, and 4-bedroom homes for you to choose from. With the construction of the Adenta to Dodowa Highway ongoing, you are sure that your property will appreciate in value. So call Apollonia City today, 054 277 7222. And Central University invites applications for the 2025 academic year. The following newly accredited programs have been added to our bouquet of undergraduate and postgraduate offerings. So we're talking MSc Accounting, MPhil Accounting, MBA Human Resource Management. It's an 18-month program. We also have MBA in Entrepreneurship, MBA Finance, MBA Accounting, and there's one MA in Education and an MPhil in Education as well. You can also apply for a Bachelor of Public Health or a Postgraduate Diploma in Education. Now, here are the key points. You can visit our on-the-spot admission team at West Hills Mall or at the Palace Mall from 24 January for your admission. Now, I know you are passionate about private education. I'll come to you on that because the way our private universities have become, are developing is a joy. I mean, it's a joy to see Central now doing all these programs. You know, and they're even doing open days. I wish the minister will have a plan for them, because as we manage COPE, people apply to public universities and we're able to support. Now, when they apply to private universities, because their fees are a bit higher, it's very difficult. Okay, so I think the new ministry can come up with a plan to say, look, private universities will meet you halfway because all the people qualified for university cannot go to Legon or Tech. Get it? So there should be, I don't know what you think. Sorry, I've left the announcement. I've come to you. What do you think the minister should do with the private universities?
I think that there has to be a policy re-engineering to include private tertiary education in a more impactful way than we have seen. And it will not be limited to just the likes of Central University. I am very interested in Central University because of the pioneering role is played. I mean, it came after Valley View, but in terms of the commercial nature of the institution, it played a very, very important role. And for a private university with a student population of almost 10,000, that is huge.
They actually are bigger than some public universities now.
Not the traditional ones.
Not like the UMAT and these the specialized ones.
But because UMATs are specialized engineering schools. But the point I'm trying to make is, whereas in the United Kingdom, the government will make everything possible to help the universities break through and also have access to international markets for recruitment.
Exactly.
Now, And then also make sure that funding is available. It may be private funding, it may be different types of funding. Here we have not been able to exploit this opportunity properly. You have Central University, between 8 and 10,000 students. When you go there, you find Ghanaians, generally a lot of students from the sub-region, especially from Nigeria. But what do we see in Nigeria? It's very, very, very difficult to send money out of Nigeria now. Okay, are we thinking through how our embassies can help? Any other means where Nigerian students can pay their fees in naira, and then all these things. Because see, the better we do with strengthening the private institutions, the better the prospects for tertiary education.
So let me give you 2 suggestions for the incoming minister that I think people like you and Africa Education Watch will agree with. Every year, vast amounts of money are spent on master scholarships or get fund scholarships for Ghanaians abroad. So for example, for some courses, as much as 400,000 cedis is spent per person for some courses to sponsor their study abroad. Now, I think that the minister can use legislation to redirect those funds to say, we are creating a fund for scholarships for private universities for both undergrad and postgrad, or even undergrad, but in Ghana. So you say, for example, if the average cost of training a medical student in a private university is 20,000 cedis, the government can say we'll meet half of that as for a private university as part of our support to them, because we want to encourage the training of doctors not just in Legon, Tech, Kolebu and wherever, but also maybe some of the private. They can also take courses like architecture, some of the key courses that you believe the nation needs. So I'm not even suggesting, you can pick like 5 courses and say these course areas, their training is expensive. Now we've selected our top 10 private universities to do these courses. So we are saying, instead of spending government money to sponsor somebody to go to UK to do, say, a master's in some development course or some humanities course, you are redirecting that to support private university scholarships in Ghana, to be run, I don't know whether by the scholarship secretariat or by the university itself, but I feel like there has to be some realignment of finances from the scholarship secretariat into Ghana private universities. What do you think?
Very much so. Bernard, we've made this point on this program several times. I have a more radical approach to this, because I think that the whole thing of doing scholarships for people to go and study second degree programs that are so not connected to our development, people to study first degree programs in foreign university is a fraudulent thing.
So abolish it.
We should stop it.
Completely.
Let's stop it completely. Let us stop it completely. It's unnecessary. It's a waste of our resources.
So stop,
because
foreign master scholarships completely.
Yes, because what you're doing is that you are empowering universities in other countries to be stronger than your own universities. That's basically what you're doing. So
when you stop it, what do you do as a replacement?
You provide the courses in Ghana. Now, it's going to cost you way less if you are able to build faculties that don't exist yet by bringing people from outside, including Ghanaians who have studied outside and need jobs here. You understand? What is the point? Because look, the UK universities, they are also suffering. And guess what? They look to countries like Ghana to be able to bridge the gap of their revenue. Okay, so they target Ghana, Nigeria, Malaysia, Indonesia, and then do trade shows to promote their universities. You understand? They go there so that they can, because government will not give you much. So what they've been told is that go and raise your own money to run your universities.
So you think that,
and we sit here and we give the money to them to build their universities against us? We can't do that.
So your point is cancel foreign scholarships from public funds.
The wholesale, you know how it's done elsewhere is that if we need foreign scholarship, for instance, the candidates in question would benefit from a scholarship through the institutions that they work for. So, for instance,
let's assume a CSIR. You can do a master's in, say, climate science.
So and so.
For some new program we are coming to start.
Then CSIR can apply to the scholarship secretariat on your behalf.
Because they need you to go and learn it and come and set up something.
This is how it's supposed to be.
So that you are also committed to come back.
Exactly. Some of the people, when they take the government scholarship, the school card, they don't go.
So,
secondly, they finish, they don't come back.
So for you, the reform will not just be, scholarship secretariat do better, but basically cancel
this wholesale thing, because it's complete waste of money.
So then, in replacement, do you use the money for undergrad? Because I'm saying, because this week alone,
to strengthen our tertiary institutions.
Let me tell you something. This week alone, I've spoken to Ashesi on this program. I've had Academic City here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Central today.
Yeah.
Heritage Christian have come.
Yeah.
Last week I had Lancaster in Ghana. So what that tells you is that the private investors in Ghana are using a market-based approach to try and build their programs.
But they need a policy push that can take them to the next level. Bernard, go to Academic City and see what they are doing.
Serious.
See what they are doing there.
Serious.
You understand? And you are asking, what is government doing about such institutions?
Yeah.
And we are not saying that bend the rules for them. What we are saying is that it inures to the benefit of the country as a whole. Because look, if you make it, go to Ashesi, look at the road leading to Ashesi University. And Ashesi University is in the top 10 universities on the continent of Africa. So if somebody sees it as the Ghana project, we'll do everything.
Last point for both of you, Saskia. I think one of the challenges the minister will face, sometimes you and I and most people who listen say what Samen is saying is good, but what tends to happen is that once you are things settle, people are like, Charlie, my friend is now the minister for education, then the scholarship I'll get. So now they put somebody as scholarship secretariat, and now the pressure from people is, Charlie, give us scholarship. Now you say, we've cancelled scholarship for foreigners. So what I'm trying to say is that there's also the pressure from this system we are running where everybody wants to push, and the same political class,
the patronage,
will push their people and say, Charlie, I'm in a different side of the country, but Charlie, can you run my children to you understand?
I get
so
that.
that
Bernard,
thing.
I get that. But see, we deal with people who are on cope. Okay, people who are on cope.
Yeah.
It's you get to the medical option, and most of them are fee paying. Okay, and it makes it prohibitive for people who are qualified to go. So I'm saying that if there's a scholarship for such people, you think people will not be happy?
So they should rather redirect it into.
That's the point I'm
into
making.
the Ghanaian programs.
I don't think that anybody can have a superior argument to this. I say that doing scholarship for foreign university is waste of money, waste of resources, and some of the foreign university people there, Bernard, they even have agents, marketing agents, who lobby scholarship secretariats in African countries and Asian countries
to direct
monies to them. I'm telling you.
So it looks like Africa Education Watch agrees with this.
Because I'm looking at the numbers they put together. You see that they've done a review of non-bilateral public foreign scholarships in Ghana, and it's indicating that over 95% of the programs are not only available locally in Ghanaian universities, but also cost 20 times more to study abroad. So this does not assure value for money and must be discouraged in line with His Excellency the President's pledge to protect the public purse. Basically, we have 95% of the programs that people are going to do out there here, and 20 times more to study abroad.
In sometimes 100 times.
All right. Now, this was not my plan for today, so I just brought this in. So let me go back to what I'm doing so that I'll finish. So Central University says that they have MSc in accounting, MPhil in accounting, MBA in human resource management, MBA in entrepreneurship, MBA in finance, accounting, education, all of these. Call them on 0307 020 540 or go to central.edu.gh for further details. Central University, raising transformational leaders through faith, integrity, and excellence. And your top-up pharmacy on Osu Oxford Street has moved, but we're still on the same street. Now, the top-up pharmacy Osu branch is now located at the top-up base hub on Oxford Street adjacent to KFC Osu and opposite Omni Basic Bank. We're open 24/7 with a pharmacist available at all times. We offer nationwide delivery. Place your order and we'll deliver to the comfort of your home or office. Call Top Up on 0242 226 555. That's 0242 226 555. If you can't find it at Top Up Pharmacy, then it's not available in Ghana.
That's all. Okay, so why wait to own your dream phone when you can have it now without breaking the bank? With MTN Pick and Pay Later, you can own your perfect smartphone and pay in easy installments over 4 to 6 months. The best part is all your phones come with up to 3 GB free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the next 6 months after purchase. Simply dial *170#, choose device Pick and Pay Later under the loan menu to start the process with just a small initial deposit. You then stop by any MTN service center to grab your dream phone and enjoy the ultimate smartphone experience. So Bernard, I mean, this conversation that we were just having has sparked a number of comments. Okay. We have some come through the WhatsApp console, and this one here that says that for those foreign universities that we are spending our hard-earned money on to take people to on Ghanaian scholarship, we can actually have them partner with local universities here, especially for the courses that we do not have or the new ones that we are yet to develop, 100%. So that through government-led policy, we have the international or foreign universities then come to partner our local universities here. That way you build their capacity.
For me, this is what I would say, right? You know, most progress in our society starts with private sector initiative and then smart government regulation. So what do I mean? Central University in the early 90s, Otabil had an idea. Against all odds, he implements it. 25-30 years later, we see the products. You know, I'm sure there are some people who are in government now who even went to Central University. I'm sure we have even ministers who have Central University on their CV. That tells you that the vision has evolved. But what you do is private sector can start, but if the policy framework does not align, it does not move the thing to the next level.
That's very important.
So whether it's the people who do the iPhone or those who are bringing AI, it's always private initiative that brings progress. But even in the US, as soon as they see, look at what Trump is trying to do for companies and the way he's fighting Huawei. He wants to support American private business. So I think the posture of government, that because government educates people, government must not see private education as a competitor. Government is educating people, but it doesn't have all the resources. So if somebody sets up a private entity to educate somebody, it's complementary. It shouldn't be seen as competition. So whether it is basic, secondary or tertiary, you say, I have 2 million kids to educate. I have space for 1.5 million. Private sector is taking 500,000. So let's encourage them. So I think that the Minister for Education needs to rethink the way private education is conceptualized. I think, unfortunately, the impression was created by the previous government that because of the focus on free SHS and our need to educate the masses, private schools have become an afterthought. That's the way I see it. I stand to be corrected here. So I think the new minister in his national there's going to be a national.
You mean private tertiary?
Tertiaries. Even private secondary.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I mean now.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that the National Education Conference they will do ahead of the review of basic education, I think all stakeholders should be invited. The private schools should be given a chance. They should first allow people to vent, because I think in education sector there are lots of people who feel like they've not been heard because of the focus on the public schools, and rightly so, because government responsibility is to educate the people who come through the system that it manages. But I think there has to be some it's almost like there's a new system, so people have to come and speak. The minister should allow for a national conversation, because for example today the Catholic Standard had an editorial, full-page editorial on how to make secondary education work again. This is the Catholic Standard on their front page. So clearly people want to talk. So the minister should open the door and let's have those national dialogues on education. Having said that, where we are with news is that there's a lot of clamor. Okay, so we're just counting the appointees from our list. From our list of the ones we've seen the green letter for, 19 people have been appointed. I'm sure the list is much longer. Yeah. So let me go through the list of the appointees.
Let me help you with that
then I'll give you the number of state agencies we have. By the way, do you know how many state agencies there are in Ghana?
But is it more than 200?
Well, the list I have is about 175.
175.
But it could be more.
That's close. So for the appointees, state agencies, we are seeing appointments so far. We've seen that of the National Petroleum Authority. Godwin Eduji Tamaklo is there. Wisdom Yara Kokujaku is National Identification Authority, NIA. There is Bulk Oil Storage Transportation, Afechi Awuno is there. That's number 3. Number 4, you have Professor Nana Amakluche for Environmental Protection, EPA. You have Dr. Kweku Esiedun Ketia, Deputy.
The myth is actually he is the deputy.
He is deputy, yes. The
Justina Nelson.
Justina is the boss.
The ex Zenith Bank.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just deal with the CEOs.
Okay, only CEOs for now.
Just to get a sense. Yes.
Right. Edward Bauer is Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC. You have Sami Jemfi, Precious Minerals Marketing Company. You have Mohammed Abdul Salam, National Lottery Authority. MFA Hardcastle Petroleum Commission. Justina now comes in. So number 10, Minerals Myth. And then Felix Jemfi is National Service Authority. I'll skip this Ruth because she's deputy.
I just want to know the number of agencies that have had appointments.
So Emmanuel Sesikweno, Gaming Commission.
Sisikweno.
Yes, Sisikweno. Thank you, Sisi. Right. Ghana Water Company is Adam Mutawakilu. You have NPRA, Charles Buedu Mensa, and then Jones Bote Aple, Gihok. You have Malik Basintani.
Distilleries.
Gihok Distilleries. Fantastic. Thanks for that. Randy Abe, Cocoa Board, Julius Nekwe, DVLA.
Okay, so it means that there are 17.
Yes, if I take away the 2 deputies.
So NPA,
yes,
NIA, BOST, EPA, GMPC, PMMC, NLA, Petroleum Commission, MIF, NSA, Gaming Commission, Ghana Water Company, MPRA,
Gihok Distilleries.
Now there are 2 you've not mentioned.
Okay.
There's Ghana Revenue Authority.
GRA, that's true.
And then there's NCA. So that means 19. Now government appointments are divided into about 5.
Okay.
So you have ministers of state is 1. All right, and their deputies. So that's the first one. Then you have the state-owned enterprises. They are called SOEs.
Yeah.
They are 53. SOEs are 53. That's the second category. Then you have joint venture companies.
JVCs.
They are 47.
Okay.
47. Then you have other state entities. They are 75.
Okay.
All right. So you have ministers. Then you have boards of all of these. So these things I've mentioned. You have the substantive CEO and maybe the acting or DG. It could be CEO, it could be MD, it could be DG, it could be whatever. Then you have their deputies who are also sometimes appointed. Then you also have board. So what I'm trying to say is that from the ministers and their deputies, then you have the state-owned enterprises, then you have the joint venture companies, and then you have the other institutions that all have to have appointees.
All by the president.
According to the constitution. So, for example, let's look at state-owned enterprises.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm bringing this is that there's a lot of agitation about who gets appointed. In fact, yesterday, somebody was watching a repeat of my TV show and was asking me why, when I mention the people's name, I am mostly focused on their political experience, but not what else they've done outside of politics.
Okay.
So it's a legitimate question. So the person was saying, most of these guys, we are saying, okay, he joined Parliament in 96. He's been da. What else has he done?
Right.
So what we need to do is to say, okay, what actually qualifies a person
for such a role?
Okay, is there any? Because I would think, I mean, it's a mix of different things. Obviously, now the right political color, but some degree of competence in some area.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I ask you about minister, I said a minister is more policy implementation and oversight. So technical knowledge is not necessarily required in a ministry. But I argue that for an SOE, I think you need a bit more knowledge about the area than just policy advisor. Let me give you an example. EPA. If you are the head of EPA, some science background is very important because, or FDA.
Yeah.
Because if you go and put me at FDA, I can't do anything there because I don't understand anything about chemicals. Do you get it? But if you put a physicist, a chemical engineer, a food technologist, what was a Janko, a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? So I think that there has to be some distinctions made for some roles.
For some roles.
For some roles. So let's go through the roles quickly and see.
Okay.
So for example, under the SOEs, let me pick some of the key ones that come up. Gridco. Gridco is technical.
Very much so.
So you cannot go and put a politician there and say, because he was loyal to the party, let me run Gridco. He will bring our national. He needs to be an engineer. Do you understand? Gridco is purely engineering.
Well,
I don't see how
it's a yes.
can run
It's a
Gridco.
yes, preferably, but
Gridco.
there are other things that people look out for. You know, Gridco is a typical engineering company, but suffice to say, it also has a whole college of engineers who are running the institution.
So if you are their boss, how will you make a decision?
So you see, it's two things. For such organizations like Gridco, ECG, VRA.
Yeah,
I'll put them in the same category.
Yeah.
That they are typical engineering decisions, but they are also very crucial financial decisions.
Okay.
Let's push it. So I would say, for ECG, finance is as important as engineering. But for Gridco, I argue that engineering more so, because in the chain,
you are right. But
follow
what
me?
I'm saying is that it does not necessarily have to be an either-or situation, because by the nature of the setup of the organization, it runs by engineering
operations. So engineering operations is
Yes.
what it runs.
But the one who sits on top may well not be an engineer, but may bring on other
Skill sets.
competencies like finance.
So
that's all I'm saying.
So to qualify what you say, what I'll say is that you err on the side of engineering for Gridco. If for ECG you want to err on the side of finance, I have no problem.
All right.
Because if you look at the cash waterfall and the way our power system is structured, the person running ECG's appreciation of financing is very crucial. His engineering appreciation is also there, but the job has become more financial or economic, if you think. But Gridco, definitely. VRA, I think as well, because of the way they've become a power producer who sell power.
Yeah.
And again, an engineer cannot finance knowledge. You see, this is how I see it. It's easier for an engineer to acquire financial knowledge than for a financial person to acquire engineering knowledge. Do you follow my logic?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather pick an engineer who understands finance
and has aptitude.
Because you can't go to MBA in engineering, but you can do MBA in finance.
So let's flip it this way.
Yes.
If Gridco were a private institution,
who will run it?
Who will run it? I would go for an engineer with finance.
Yes. So
No
we have
two ways
ended
about that.
Okay. Let me move to other ones. So something like, say, Ghana Post Company Limited. Ghana Post Company, Accra Digital Center, and these type of things. These are all state-owned enterprises. Ghana Post is, in my view, a supply chain company.
Yeah, and logistics.
Logistics company. Is there any particular skill set? Because what I'm seeing is, because of the clamor for appointing political people, somebody can just say, "Be them me Ghana Post," or "Be them me
Ghana Gas."
Do you understand me way? And the question is, shouldn't there be some objective minimum criteria that has to be looked at?
They do all the things you are talking about, but there's an overarching political consideration that they always have to tick the box. So, for instance, if all 5 candidates looking for this job are degree holders in that particular area, the next thing they are going to look at is who is more committed and loyal to the party, or who has worked. And at times, this consideration actually comes to outweigh the competence bit. That's what we see.
So the question is, shouldn't the competence be the minimum and then the loyalty be the extra, rather than the other way around? Because what I'm seeing is that people are pushing the loyalty point more than even the competence point, because the competence should be the minimum to say. It's like you have written an exam and you have passed, so we'll interview you for a job. But your performance in the interview decide whether you get a job or not. So the qualification or the competence, and competence is not even necessarily degree. Competence is basically suitability for the program based on your experience. That's how I see competence. So if you want somebody to be a news editor of a newsroom, does he understand journalism and what the work is about? You can't just go and pick somebody as from someone and make him an editor of your station. You get it? So he must basically know how to write, know how to edit stories, and know how to manage people. Then you can ask, is he skillful in whatever area? Now,
I think the point you are making is that all these state agencies, SOEs, they must be run professionally
first.
You understand? I mean, you see Ghana, Yofi Grant's place was it? GIPC. They ran this Ghana Club 100. Check how many SOEs appear in Ghana Club 100.
Not many. It's difficult.
They don't get. And why should we sit and think that the default is that it's for private companies, and the ones that are resourced under government supervision should not push to belong to Club 100? Why not?
So let me give you another one that came up interestingly. So the GRA one was quite interesting because we know that the biggest issue in Ghana today is the economy. And we know that of the economy, the two major issues are revenue and expenditure. And we know that under revenue, the most important agency is the GRA. Now, GRA is so big that it now encapsulates customs and then what we used to call IRS. So GRA is a huge organization. Now, the nominee of the president used to be the chief partner at KPMG. So he's basically a tax professional. All right, high-level tax professional. To run KPMG in Ghana, you can run KPMG in any country, basically. Okay. Now, NDC supporters went to GRA yesterday and they were not happy. Some supporters, and they are like, Charlie, no, the guy is not a party, whatever. They should clear him. Now, I say as an outsider that the people appointing the guy, you the person protesting is no more NDC than the person appointing the guy. That's point number one. That's point number two. Revenue generation is possibly the finance minister's biggest headache. Now, the finance minister is a politician. He is also an economist, an accountant, whatever. I don't think he will not be consulted in appointing these guys to do the work as GRA boss. So for supporters to go and say they should sack the person because he's not NDC, because you see, if the revenue generation doesn't work, Atufosin are starting to work with. Do you understand? And I'm not sure the people who
they did that.
Oh, yeah, it was in the news.
And they are party people proper.
Supposedly, who said that they masked up at the place? The guy should go because he's not an NDC guy.
Yeah, but I don't think that they are going to remove the guy just because a group of people showed this kind of disapproval. You know, there's politics and there's governance. Once you cross the election bit, that football club culture of this is my team becomes a government in place to run the affairs of the country. Now, he may not have been in NDC colors, but trust me, he's not one who is against NDC. Nobody will put such a person there. He's not one who is against NDC. And also know that this person, through his institution, has been involved in almost all the GRA reforms.
Oh yeah, all those things.
So and has institutional memory.
Yeah.
Audits.
Yeah.
So this is somebody who's coming with something. And don't get me wrong, this person may have been very useful even in the NDC's drive to get into
you may not know this
that you
without wearing the colors.
Yeah.
So let's just calm down and watch how things play.
Somebody's telling me that such attacks are usually supported or influenced by people who have an eye for the job, so that it's possible that somebody who may have been eyeing the job instigated these guys to go and do
that.
This.
Goes without saying, but you are talking about President Mahama. He's not a novice. What I'm saying is that
by this?
no, No, he won't be moved.
If there are people picking there for 1 week.
No, he won't be moved.
You don't think so?
No, he won't be moved.
Because
not for this kind of position.
It's too sensitive.
Yes. But you know what it takes? You think that the agitations and the issues that they are raising, you think the party did not consider all these things?
Because GRA, in my view, is one of the most crucial institutions, even as serious as Bank of Ghana.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that the party or the government should also consider is that, look, be careful when you are appointing people who have nothing to lose.
What do you mean by that?
No, generally. There are some people who believe that if the party goes down, they are messed up. Right. There are some people who also believe that I'm self-made and I'm only coming to help you.
Okay. So that consideration is there.
Yes. Okay. So just think through.
But let me straight that point. Sometimes that can become an advantage in objectivity, because if, for example, and there's a lot of clamor for tax exemptions, and the way we do things in Ghana, sometimes when a party wins, a lot of people expect favor. Yeah. So if they go and put a party man to run such an important thing, and let's assume he goes to see the Minister of Finance and say, "Oh, Charlie, my company, we are not able to pay." You say, "Oh, he's an NDC guy, sort him out." And if you put somebody who is not within the system to run it, because of what you are trying to achieve at a sensitive national institution, you're actually protecting the institution. Yeah. Do you get the point? Because if you put a party man in some institutions, he will be beholden to all these party things. But if you put somebody so whilst your point is correct, there's also another angle to say, if you put somebody who has that. As for me, the man put me here to do the work. Yeah. And me, I don't know party. You see, because one of the reasons why we are not advancing is that we appoint people and then we turn around at the back door and make it impossible for them to do an objective
job. That is Ghanaian. But I'm saying that
we have to stop that.
The point I'm making is not this kind of person versus a party man. When you go that way, it presupposes that the party man necessarily comes with no competence. I'm only saying that there are party people
who are very competent,
who are also competent
and have everything to lose,
may not have ticked every box necessarily.
Right.
So whatever the consideration is, just make sure you have ticked all the boxes.
And the person doesn't have.
We talked about this VRA, grade code, and the competence that I talk about is managerial competence, which is needed at all times.
Right.
We have seen the likes of Tropical Cable doing a pioneering role in the cable industry in Ghana, set up by Tony Otinjesi. He's not an engineer. He's never been an engineer before.
He did economics and law.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that.
So management. No, I get
level of management.
Management is also management is also, so to be fair to some, management is a field of expertise too.
Right.
What I'm saying though is that there are some minimum technical insights you need to manage effectively. So for example, if you pick some managers who are your friends, I'll mention their names here. They've managed FMCG, they've managed media, they've managed engineering firms. But you notice that those with the engineering background, it makes it easier. So a lot of my friends who work at Unilever and these FMCGs, they have engineering background. Okay. But you cannot just pick a I'm making an argument for engineering because
technical.
It's a very difficult field of practice. Architecture, engineering, they are a lot of people can do law, and that doesn't say law is bad. I have engineers who do law as a course. There are people who do finance who go and do law as a course. But not all of us can go and do engineering.
It's a specialized discipline.
And I feel like that's the kind of thing that needs to happen in this. And the other issue is also that where is the company in the prioritization of the government? So let's use the power sector as an example.
Okay.
ECG, they are talking about privatizing ECG because there are revenue leakages, there are technical and commercial losses. Are you going to bring somebody who's a master in audit who understands how to plug loopholes? Or is ECG's problem a problem of FX, where because of the tariff and the inability to manage FX properly, you need somebody who understands that? Or it's a question of motivation of staff, or all of them together? So
ECG, they need a good manager.
A manager who brings all the things together.
Yes, a good. You see, why I say this is look, these are very well structured institutions, and these usually are built. And when I say are built, I'm talking about the departments and functions within the organization. They are built around a bevy of skill sets, competence skill
already
sets
there,
already sitting there. So we need somebody who can appropriate it, do a good mix for better outcomes.
Bernard, the point I wanted to chip in with respect to the agitation also, there was a particular person online who was making a lot of noise about some of the appointments, for example. So I went to really ask what's the whole clamor about, and they said that some of the people who have been appointed, though professional, competent, we know, have been seen in the past to be sympathizers of the NPP, and some of the decisions they have taken in the past have affected the party and its operations even in opposition. So their point of disagreement is that they have been seen, though professional and competent in their line of duty, they have been seen to be sympathizers.
Let me go there. So, for example, another appointment that I thought was great was the appointment of Reverend Edmond Fianco as NCA DG. Now, in the work I do, because we are a radio station, and also because some of the interviews we do are around telcos, I know a bit about the NCA. I think Fianco is a highly respected engineer who's very professional and respected across the aisle.
Correct.
That's how I see him. So when I heard that he was appointed, I said, wow, this is a fantastic appointment, because he's somebody who obviously the people in the system know by merit deserves it, and also the political people in NDC realize they can work with him. Only to see people so angry and saying he was part of the team that closed down Radio Gold. And I'm asking myself, was the Radio Gold closed down really an NCA engineered thing? I mean, they should be really honest with themselves and look at how that whole thing happened. That was if Yanku got up and says going to close down some station or not. You see, and I think that we shouldn't let the tail wag the dog. We appoint leaders to make tough decisions. Now, you judge the leader on the basis of whether the decision is producing a result or not. When you want to use sentiment to do things, you will not really lead effectively. I've disagreed with my boss a lot of times on decisions he's taking, which eventually I have been proved wrong. He's been proven right, not based on his louder voice, but because after 2 years we saw it. Okay, so I feel like some of these agitations is not a very good precedent, because I can also sponsor people. Look, if we are all in a party and we have influence, we can all sponsor people to do, and it will become chaotic, because let's assume there are two people who are eyeing the job. The first group makes their pogo and shout, then you also challenge me to need my, then it will be so. The party leadership must find a way of maybe what the president needs to do is probably write a paragraph after each appointment, right? Like Akufo-Addo did. Yeah, you could say, I am appointing Mr. Kofi Mensah as the MD of this institution. Kofi Mensah is a qualified engineer of 16 years experience. He's also and the expectations for his role is because the social media means that you can't control the narrative by just issuing the days of issuing a statement and let everybody, people have a right to question. So the appointing authority owes it to the public to say, okay, the reason I'm appointing Fianco is that this and that and this is the competence I need. This is the vision I want for NCA. And when I look among the engineers available, I think he has the integrity and the professionalism to achieve His Excellency's objective. Full stop. If you think that anybody who can do the work better, supply. But if you just put the guy's name there, obviously people will come and say, but is he an NDC guy? And you see where the thing is going now.
But Severus, the question that is on my mind also is that, look, I'm looking at the list of other state entities, SOEs and JVCs, and the number of positions are just so overwhelming.
Do you know the number of people who are applying?
Must the president, appoint new people for every other role because there's a change of
MC?
Plenty people.
So you see, so same thing. Let me flip it.
Yes.
If things don't go well with the organizations that you are talking about, would the president be blamed?
He will be.
So he must be interested in who goes there.
What if the people who are probably there already have executed themselves well, acquitted themselves well, done a good job?
It's for the president to get this kind of information and determine whether there needs to be a change, either a vertical change or horizontal changes. For me, at times, what makes me uncomfortable is presidents appointing deputy CEOs and head of
and
all those things. I think that you should deal with the board, deal with the CEO, and let the organization itself organically grow people up to the deputy CEO level. I mean, that's what I think. No point, because you see, once you start appointing deputy CEOs, you are setting a trap for even the CEO. Because you are the CEO, I'm the deputy CEO. we were both appointed on the same green letter.
Yeah.
Okay, we all source our mandate from the big
president.
boss. So at times there's unnecessary,
acrimony.
Because, and most of them, all of them are party people.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do something quickly.
Okay,
Let me mention institutions, and then we'll ask based on technical versus general managerial, which is more.
Yeah.
So, for example, you have Accra Digital Center.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do there. Is it like is that
it's like a workspace?
The passport.
Yes, over here.
So it's like a
digital it's a service
area.
Provider.
Right.
It's a digital service provider to state.
So it's like Kofi Annan ICT Institute.
They train.
So, for example, do you need to be a computer scientist to run Accra Digital Center?
No.
Just a good manager.
No. Yes.
Airtel Tigo company.
You don't need to be an engineer. No.
But Airtel Tigo is like MTN. So a good manager.
You have to be a good manager.
A good manager. Do you have to be a telecoms engineer?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. AESL.
Yes.
Architecture Engineering Services Limited.
Well, again, for that, it's a professional institution. So logically, you want somebody, and they provide service.
So
to
either
state institutions.
architect, surveyor, built environment guy, engineer, somebody.
Yeah, I think
so. That one you can't just put anybody. Okay. Yeah. Consolidated Bank.
It's a bank, so it can be anybody with a managerial background.
Right. Financial managerial or just managerial?
Well, general managerial, but people with experiences in financial management and banking.
But I'm told that because of the new regulations and all those IFRS and things, to run some of the institutions, there are some minimum requirements that are.
Oh, experience, of course.
In terms of requirements, in terms of like qualification. I think so.
Okay.
After the financial sector issue, they said if you want to put somebody on a board of a bank,
they must have some minimum
financial. There was something like that.
Okay,
so that one is beyond. Yeah.
So
Ghana. Okay, ECG.
Yeah.
ECG. We already discussed that. Ghana Airport Company Limited. MD. Is that an engineering job? Ghana Airport Company Limited.
Not at all. There's nothing engineering.
What do they do there?
Oh, it's a transport management.
Okay.
And then facilities management. Okay. Managing the airport facilities.
So experience in the area crucial.
Which area?
In the area of aviation or transport.
No, there's no aviation. It's not aviation.
Okay.
It's managing the space, the airport
that's
space.
The airport company.
Yes.
This is not civil aviation.
No, that's different from civil aviation.
Thank you. Okay, Ghana Commodity Exchange. That is technical.
Very.
Well, that's fine. Is that where Tucci is?
That looks technical.
Well,
she's from communications, FMCG. Like she used to do this
Nestle
stuff.
Yeah.
So you are buying these commodities. It's like a stock exchange, but for products.
Yeah.
So
I think somebody with agribusiness background
would not be bad.
And finance background.
Agribusiness finance.
Yeah.
This one is your favorite. Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company. Hey Ghana, we don't own all these things. What is Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing? Charlie, why does government have a cylinder manufacturing company? What are they doing there?
I don't know.
I don't even know. Ghana Cocoa Board.
But Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company was acquired by another state institution.
Yes, there was such a move. There was such a move.
Yeah.
Ghana Cocoa Board.
Cocoa Board. Is it where Randy is?
Yeah.
Well, you need somebody with managerial experience.
Managerial experience.
Yes. Cocoa Board is set up. Really set up already.
They have their things.
They have their things. They have their functions. They have their finance. They have their logistics. They have their transport. Everything set up. So you need somebody with the proper managerial understanding and leadership qualities.
It's a leadership thing.
Yes.
Okay, so Randy Abbey, good luck.
Randy is a PhD in HR, right?
Yes.
In human resource management.
Yes, and he's been in this space for decades. There's one I saw here. Development Bank is the same as the other bank. Actually, Ghana owns it, so Ghana Exim Bank.
Yes.
So we have Consolidated Bank, which is a normal universal bank. Then we have Development Bank, which is a bank that sort of works with other banks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it lends to other banks to online. Then we also have the Exim Bank, which is a specialized type of bank. And then we have great company. I've mentioned this. Hey, Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited.
That's right.
They have companies in Ghana. Have you ever heard of Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited? GHEL. Heard of them before?
Yeah, I've seen GHEL, but I didn't even know what it meant until
Ghana.
Is it like plant pool?
Heavy Equipment Limited.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know. If you don't know, then who knows? Then Ghana Post Company. We do know Ghana Post.
Only God knows.
Ghana Publishing Company.
Ghana Post needs
a good manager.
Leadership. Manager,
why do you distinguish between leadership and management in these cases?
You know, I take it that the management skill is a default, but there's a superior leadership that is required when you are taking over organizations that have strong cultures, strong ways of doing things,
which may not necessarily be positive,
which may not necessarily be progressive. And you also have the postal company itself is at crossroads, because there's a major transition and shift within that space of snail mail dependence to digital mailing and digital transportation infrastructure, or data management, which is moving into this space. So you need somebody with a strong leadership to be able to put all these,
so to drive the organization. So you're talking about companies which, so in a sense, Cocoa Board, Ghana Post need leadership,
proper leadership,
good leadership, not just management.
Because you know, Cocoa Board is in trouble.
Yeah.
And the trouble is not all being generated internally. There are external issues, whether we like it or not. You know, we see that the price of cocoa, international price of cocoa, has trebled, or even it's gone like 4-5 times what it used to be. But why can't we benefit?
We've already sold. The time we sold our cocoa, the price was low.
That's not the biggest point. We actually did forward selling.
Yes, and we couldn't even meet the demand of what we
could not supply.
Yes, so we are hot.
Wow. So we are in default. Like say 2-3 years.
Yes, that's
a problem.
Okay, so leadership is crucial. Let's look at a few more areas. Caleb, I know you don't have time, but I'm going through this quickly. Ghana Railway Company Limited. We have a railway company. Our railway has been since the days of Oxfam. It has been this man. We have a railway company.
Yes, we do.
See,
I didn't know.
Again, the Ghana Railway Company was built as an engineering company. Strong engineering company. I think the right thing should look at it as a logistics company. You know, transportation and logistics company, so that the engineering service can even be outsourced. Different components of the engineering service can even be outsourced to private companies. You know, because the humongous nature of the railway infrastructure makes it difficult for a single government institution to run all the elements together.
So why do we always lump all this together? Because you've made a point before that wherever people assume there will be money, then they like to have their hands in and not to, know.
Because if they say, I'm sure they will send someone to Ghana Railway and say, "Oh, Charlie, what did I get? They put me on Ghana Railway." Some people will see it as it's a Siberia. That's what they see.
So I mean, I'm not knowledgeable in this railway thing, but just for what I see in other countries. For instance, if the railway company is to be strong, why don't we seed out the track management to a private company?
Like they do in the UK.
Exactly. Why don't we see
Network Rail? Exactly. As against Virgin Transport. So there are two different companies.
And there is competition also.
There is competition, but there's strong regulation.
Let me give you a few more. Ghana Reinsurance Company. We have companies in Ghana. Ghana Supply Company Limited.
Yeah, it's there.
What do they do? Ghana Supply, what do they do? They supply.
No, Ghana Supply Company, they've been there forever.
No, but what do they do?
No,
if you were there, tell us what you do, because I don't know.
They used to, in the past, be in charge of all the procurement on behalf of government.
So like this school feeding thing?
Yes. And they even had posts in countries where we had our embassies
to send them food.
No, they had posts. They were posted to countries.
Oh really?
So if you go to the UK, there's somebody there who has been posted there for Ghana Supply Company.
To go and do what?
So that, this is pre-internet. So they are the ones who do the search, go to the market to look for products and services. So they also had a post. So
the question is, do we still need Ghana Supply Company?
National Procurement Agency came in.
Okay, GMPA.
Yes, came in. But I don't know why the two still exist.
So the question is, what are they doing today? Today when they go to work, what?
I honestly don't. But it's really reduced in stature and size over the years.
So, Bernard, some additional information on Ghana Supply. Someone says Ghana Supply is responsible for clearing all consignments that are imported by government agencies.
Okay. They'll help us. Okay, sorry, I'm not making fun of it. I just don't know. So I'm trying to be corrected. Ghana Tourism Development Company Limited. What's that? Ghana Tourism Development Company Limited.
That's a sister company of Tourist Authority.
But why do you need a company to develop tourism?
Well, they explained before, but I've forgotten. I mean, all we have known is GTA. Spearheaded.
So there's GTDCA.
Yes, there's GTDC. This was headed by Kofi Entry.
Kofi, yes.
Kojo Entry, yeah.
So Kojo Entry, what were you both doing? Because we want to know.
Well, Kwesi Ajima, who's now resigned, should be able to tell us all.
Because that's the country, the Ghana Tourism Development Company.
When there's an authority also.
I don't know. Anyway, because the authority cannot do business, we don't know. Let's go to Ghana Trade Fair Company. Are they still there?
The last time we checked, they were building.
They are still there?
Yeah, they are there.
Why have we stopped trade fair?
Well, I think the whole idea was...
Is trade fair a place or a thing?
It's a place.
So in Ghana, trade fair is a place?
No, you see, what I'm saying is that the trade fair company also give us the opportunity to revive trade exhibitions and conferencing to make Ghana a destination for trade exhibitions.
In the 80s and up to the early 90s.
No, I'm saying that the trade fair company as it stands now is another opportunity for us to make Ghana the destination for fairs, exhibitions and conferencing. But I think the concentration, or I don't know whether it's their mandate, was limited to the trade fair center in La. You understand? So why is it that in the last 8 to 10 years nobody thought of building a conference facility of maybe a medium level conference facility in say Bogatanga or Tamale as part of the assets of the trade fair company? The concentration has been, let's build a humongous thing in but everywhere, every country, you use this thing to spread the development.
Okay, let me move on because the trade fair is difficult.
I just wanted to add a quick thing to the trade fair. So what did we experience from Kenya? We went to their trade fair. You know, there's a Ghanaian business man who's running business in Kenya.
Okay.
Basically doing logistics, exporting Ghanaian food materials and other things that we have here that in the sub-region, East African sub-region, they do not have. So they've been exporting things there. When you go to the trade fair in Kenya, they have all state institutions that you have to deal with if you wanted to move to Kenya to do business. They have little offices in that trade fair. So if you're talking about if you need to do legal stuff, you need to do police stuff, you need to do registration, all of that is right there.
It's like the GIPC.
Exactly. And then every other time, I think thrice or twice a year, they have massive trade shows that people come from across the region to participate. So you're not just doing buying and selling. If you're a trader or you're a business person, you want to enter the region or the country, then you get to interface with all the institutions that you will need in order to operate.
So they have a broad mandate. Let me read what somebody has sent me on the Ghana Tourism Development Company, and I thank you for this. Responsibilities of the agency, the GTDC, is 1. Promote and mobilize resources for investment in tourism undertakings and services. 2. To seek equity participation into joint ventures with Ghanaian as well as foreign concerns and individuals in tourism development projects. Thank you very much for this, sir. I appreciate it. Now, let's read another one. It comes to what we're discussing about the engineering stuff. So this is somebody who's worked in finance. A finance or law person who has a background in the power sector transactions can run any organization in the power sector chain, because engineering decisions have to be made in a financial context, and financial considerations of pricing and risk require an understanding of the engineering too. I know this because as an investment banker, I've come to understand the operations as my clients. All right. And then Ghana Post needs an entrepreneur. Let me read a few more comments, then we move on. Sorry, read a few more comments.
Yes, there are a number of them here. This one says the agitation and reaction of NDC supporters over the appointments stem from the government's failure to engage critical stakeholders before some of these announcements, which require certain critical expertise. Such engagements help manage emotional reactions and outbursts. For instance, if someone was promised a position and went ahead celebrating publicly only for the decision to change due to factors like technical expertise, superior knowledge and continuity, it's crucial to engage that individual and others involved. This ensures people don't feel used and discarded. This situation reflects the current story at the NCA between Fianco, a highly knowledgeable telecom expert, and Atabuating. So Radio Good presenters are off air this morning as a result of the development. This is coming from Larry Dogbe said this one. Yeah.
No, but the point is, you see, Larry makes I'm not so sure about this thing of if someone is promised a position.
Okay.
How do you determine that somebody was promised? Promised by who?
Right.
People make all sorts of assumptions
that they are promised.
You know, the president or whichever president is not sitting down there promising 3 people the same position. It hardly ever happens. People also make their own assumptions, especially when during the days of opposition they are involved in a particular sector agitation. They think that by extension they should run the sector.
They should run the thing.
Yes, maybe you desire to, but know that you can only go there based on a political appointment. If the appointment doesn't happen, you don't have to do this, because you can't twist the president's arm to appoint you by force. And this butu, they will do it for 3-4 days. And at the end of the day, guess what? It is what the president wants.
So you don't think he will bend by this one? Because I hear that people are not happy with some of them. Like
if
the NCA one and then the GRA one.
That is if the decision to appoint Fianco was not his decision.
Okay.
But if it's his decision, you don't think it will change?
No. If it's his decision, you see, a lot of them may not be the decision of the president, as in the person of the president.
No, let's discuss that.
Yeah, he's surrounded by a set of skillful people who help him.
He has over 6,000 appointments to make.
6,000.
But the ones we are dealing with now, apart from the 60 ministers, these are less than 200. And these are very critical agencies. So are you saying that it's possible that an appointment of this nature, CEO of something like NCA, will not be his decision?
No, what I meant by it's not that it will be done on his blind side.
Oh, okay.
Not that it will be done on his blind side.
What are you saying?
Guess what? Fianco worked with Omane Boama. That's the people.
So you are saying maybe the system, the communication system already knows him.
Yes, there's a system around within which the president makes the decision.
Right.
And I'm saying that.
So it's not. So hold on. It's not like the president will say, I'm sitting in my room. NCA, this guy, MB.
Exactly.
So they are people who
help him.
Okay. So some of the people, he may not even know them himself.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And they will speak for you and say, this guy is good.
Yes, based on so and so. And the president normally would trust certain. For instance, if Omane Boama came and said, this person, this is what I know about him. Sam George has been on the board of Accra, one of the board. So he also knows Fianco. So if they give this kind of testimony about Fianco, the president may say, okay, let's put him there.
Right.
Okay, I get you.
That's what I mean.
So you are right. So it's not like I need to. It's important you say this, because I think a lot of people assume that because and the reason is that a lot of people come and say, Charlie, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? So and it was, the man is keeping the thing close to his chest. So most when you go to Parliament, people say, hey, Charlie, you made up a say what? Hey, now what are they saying? They say, oh, Charlie, what's the he's keeping the cards close to his chest. So the impression is created as if the man, he has a certain special book that he will look, then you write. So when he writes the name,
let me ask you a question. See the number of appointments at the ministerial level,
Yeah.
regional. Can't you confirm that there are a good number of them that the media got it right even before the appointments came?
I think so.
So what is this about keeping to his chest?
It means that the people around the thing were leaking the
Yes, they are human beings. People are telling their friends.
Yeah.
You understand? And their friends are also passing it. It gets to the media. Indeed, there are some we may get wrong.
Legitimately about the expectations, because you said that the president might not tell 2-3 people about the same job. Remember,
promise.
Promise, yes. You know, in the case of Asin North, for example, during his campaigning, then the president goes ahead to tell them that vote for this guy because when I win, I'll make him minister. So now,
but he's not. He hasn't exhausted his ministerial list. No, but you don't remind by protest.
No, in their case, they are saying that you said you make him a minister.
No, you see, if everything is going on smoothly, let's use our chiefs to remind the president.
Okay.
Not supporters.
The agitation thing, it's too disruptive.
Yeah.
Okay, but by the way, so it means that question has to get the job because he promised
that's what I'm saying, that if he promised, if he promised, he has to deliver. I can understand. Yeah. So you should expect it.
Yes.
But this agitation business is
not helpful.
Okay. It's not helpful.
So where else did he promise?
You may even end up. You see, you may even end up pushing the president to give him some.
Siberia ministry.
Siberia ministry. I don't want to mention anything that will bring problems.
Because Charlie, some of the companies I'm seeing that government owns, I've never even heard of them in my life.
No, you've left one very important one out.
Which one is that?
There's one mortuaries.
It's a very important one. Very critical.
It's called something mortuary.
That one, they are always demonstrating.
What's the name again?
No, there are things. Apparently, Ghana has so many. I'm going to look at some of them.
Almost 200, yes.
There's Electronic Waste Fund, Ghana Amalgamated Trust PLC. There is Water River Authority of Issue.
That's big. Some of them are big, but their names are not big.
There's also New Times Corporation. Kumasi City Market is here as well.
Owned by the government of Ghana.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ghana Ports and Harbors
let's take a break.
Sure, we'll take a break. When we're back, some of your messages are in as well.
Stop sending me a question. Have you heard anything?
0549-986-996 0549-986-996. Let's hear yours all right after this break. We'll share your thoughts with you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Are you looking for an institution of higher learning to unlock your potentials? Look no further than Valley View University, Ghana's premier chartered private university. Valley View University offers undergraduate and postgraduate degree programs in the following areas: business administration, education, computer science, agriculture science, agribusiness, information technology, nursing, midwifery and mental health, and development studies. Join a community that shapes character and provides excellent education. Apply now by visiting www.admissions.vvu.edu.gh for an enriching educational experience. For enquiries, kindly call 050-970-3052 or 030-7011-846. Valley View University, excellence, integrity, and service.
Ghana Post. Ghana Post. The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
Package, no. In less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Shortcake is crafted from an original
traditional age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey Accra, are you dreaming of studying abroad? It's time to make that dream a reality and take the first step. This February, IEF 2025 is coming to Accra. This is your opportunity to meet and connect with representatives from top international universities in the UK, USA, Canada, and other countries. Get expert advice on university applications, scholarships, visa policies, and all you need to study abroad with ease. Date, February 1st, 2025. Venue, Accra City Hotel. Time, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Register now at www.ief.ng to secure a spot.
The Heritage Caravan 2025 is officially sold out! Thank you for your patronage. Now get ready for an unforgettable adventure with the Heritage Caravan 2025. We will experience a cultural revelation as we travel through 14 unique regions, each offering a deep dive into the nation's history, traditions, and natural beauty.
An opportunity to see Ghana in a more beautiful, and the people, the connection, incredible.
From Sunday the 2nd of March to Sunday the 9th of March 2025. Pack your bags and let's set off on the road trip of a lifetime with an unmatched opportunity to explore landmarks, taste authentic Ghanaian cuisine, experience the arts, to network and to connect with the people who make Ghana truly special. This is more than a tour. It's a chance to experience the soul of Ghana, to witness its growth and to create lasting memories.
The places we visited, the road trip itself was awesome.
Everything was good, yes. Even the Bui Dam was very educational.
Follow all Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2025. The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority, with support from 97.3 Citi FM, and proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Hollard Insurance, and Omni Basic Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
All of a sudden she said, I'm not she found it.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
But I'm just letting
the
you know
Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the
I'll be
noise.
a bridge over troubled water, so you won't get drowned. Substitute is gonna put you down.
All right, I want to just give a quick update. You know, yesterday we discussed this football academy issue.
Yes.
So we are told that the minister designate for gender reached out to the GFA to get more information about the issue, and also trying to reach the Komfanochi medical team to see what to do in relation to the rest of the people in the academy.
Okay.
And that will be updated as progress continues. She's not yet been confirmed as minister for gender, but
she's following the issue.
I had a call from the GFA who said they've been speaking to Namo Mulati about the matter after she heard, or she was informed about the discussion. So she's engaging the GFA to see what to do for the other people, because they also have to make some confirmation. So I just gave that update. When I have a substantive update to give, I'll give it. But yesterday we made a discussion about the football academy in Amasaman, where there was an allegation of sodomy by one of the officials on one of the kids, and it's become a big story in one of the Kumasi radio stations. So after the show, I got a call from the GFA official who said they are also on the matter, trying to get more clarity so that they will have a definitive position.
That's a good one.
So
that's by way of updates on yesterday's conversation.
Yes, and let me just give you 2 quick announcements. Africa's most influential business and political leaders will gather in Accra for the Africa Prosperity Dialogue Project Afrique exhibition, and this is from the 30th of January to the 1st of February. It's on the theme Delivering Africa's Single Market Through Infrastructure, Invest, Connect, Integrate. Now, this high-level summit will bring together heads of state and heads of government, business leaders and executive social change makers and policy makers to shape the future of Africa's infrastructure and trade. Now, this event will also have a gala dinner that will take place on the 1st of February at Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. It will honor political estates, bureaucratic estates, private sector CSOs, and personalities who have contributed to Africa's prosperity. To register, call 053 609 8325.
Right.
Or email protocol@africaprosperity.network, or just go to africaprosperitynetwork.com for more information. And join the data analytics revolution and empower your team to work smart, save time, and deliver insights from data using the world's most powerful business tools, Microsoft Excel and Power BI, ChatGPT, and Copilot. Finest Skills Hub offers hands-on practical training to corporates and individuals in data analytics with Excel and Power BI, leveraging AI tools to improve productivity at the office. So register now at finexskillshub.com or call 0244 782 356 or go to finexskillshub.com to sign up for the training.
So leader change with the university built for tomorrow's leaders. Heritage Christian University is set up to provide a missing link in tertiary education through creativity and innovation. Since 2018, the university has given 450,000 cities startup grants to a number of students, of its students to start their own businesses. There's a huge emphasis on entrepreneurship, technology, practical learning with professional certification. We have accreditation from GTech. Find us at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact 054 7777731 or 020-229-839 hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. And the Heritage Caravan 2025 is officially sold out. Thank you for your patronage. Now let's get ready for the road trip of a lifetime to discover Ghana from Sunday 2nd March to Sunday 9th March 2025. Pack your bags and let's set off for this spectacular tour for 8 exciting days through 14 incredible regions of Ghana with a promise of a rich cultural experience, introspective historical visitations, and exhilarating field days with nature. This is more than a tour. It's a chance to experience the soul of Ghana, to witness its growth, and to create lasting memories. Follow all Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2025. The Heritage Caravan 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV in partnership with the Ghana Tourism Authority with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Proudly sponsored by National Lottery Authority, Hollard Insurance, Omni Basic Bank, and Girl PLC. Terms and conditions apply. All right.
Now, I have some very interesting agents I never heard about.
Okay.
So there's something called the Social Investment Fund.
Social Investment Fund.
Never come across them in my work.
It's been around for a while.
National Home Improvement Fund.
Hey.
Now, I didn't know about that.
Home ownership.
Home Ownership Fund.
Yeah.
There's the Electronic Waste Fund.
Yeah.
Which is also a state-owned enterprise. The Electronic Waste Fund. There's TDC Development Company, which we know.
Yeah.
TDC is there. There's the there's the Irrigation Company of the Upper Region. Kumasi City Market.
Yeah.
PSC Tema Shipyard.
Yeah.
PSC Tema Shipyard. Tema Oil Refinery. Venture Capital Trust Fund. Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. These are important funds. Accra Abattoir Company Limited. It's a JV.
Yeah.
Accra Abattoir Company.
The one that started on the Spintex Road.
Is that the one that
when you
Sumala The one that's
the old one. But that
we are the one who protect the people.
Which was built. You know, when you branch off the Spintex into the Community 18 area, is there somewhere. This man, I think, used to be. It was the first CEO of that place, Yankee.
Oh, okay.
The NDC man.
Sipayanki?
No, not Sipayanki. I forget the name. He was in the news recently.
Wow. Maybe I'll get the name. So I was just mentioning some of the interesting names. So other state enterprises, Ghana News Agency, National Theatre, Ghana Metro, these are very specific agencies.
Yeah.
All right. And there's New Times Corporation, National Food Buffer Stock Company, Ghana Reinsurance, I've mentioned this already. Gihop Distilleries, there's already an appointment there. State Housing Company Limited, which is a very important agency, which is understated. So they do a lot of house building.
They have done a lot.
Yes, but you know, people don't talk about them a lot. State Housing Company is a very important company. As I said, TOR, Venture Capital, VRA, ESLA PLC, Ghana Amalgamated Trust, Electronic Waste Fund, Get Fund, and a lot of funds. And Road Fund. A lot of these funds, you need a finance understanding to run them. Bui Power Authority is also there. Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
Yeah, into it.
Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation. Then there's GIADEC, Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation. Ghana Integrated Aluminium
Steel Development.
Yes, Iron and Steel Development Corporation. And then GNPC. GNPC. I think they've been appointment on GNPC already.
Yes.
Edward Bauer.
Correct.
Ghana Water Company, the person is called Adams Mutawakil. He used to be the
Energy and Mines Committee.
Yeah, we interviewed him a lot. He ran against
Samuel Abdullah
Jinapo. So that's the second time the person from the CEO is also from the Savannah region.
Oh, Clifford Bryma.
Yes.
Right.
So Adams Mutawakil is staying in the same region, which is interesting because during vettings, Tamale has a big water problem. In fact, Savannah region, a lot of times, it's quite ironic. They always, when I listen to the vettings, a lot of times the MPs from that area complain about poor water supply in Tamale and those areas. So I don't know, Mutawakil, if you take that job, you have a big job to do to get, because the water situation in Ghana needs to improve.
But even this morning, I had messages complaining about water supply in some parts of the city.
Talking about Sampiyali.
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 Yeah, I say Yankee. Yeah, Sampiyali was very connected to that.
Yes. He's not head of, and he's called a professional forum or something.
Yes, NDC professor. This man was also seconded there at some point, Emmanuel Simpson.
But I know Sampiyali used to be the deputy central regional minister.
Yeah.
Long time, and used to also run the pension regulatory. He's been there since forever. Sampiyali, Charlie's a big man, a big man.
Yeah, we're just talking about the water issue, and I was trying to rope in that. I mean, a number of communities in the city and even beyond have been complaining. This morning, I had a message, for example, that says, "Can you use your platform to plead with Ghana Water Company Limited on behalf of Nungwa people that we are pleading with them to give us water? It's been more than 2 weeks now. Our taps have not been flowing." My cousin, who also lives in Spintex, also complained about the same thing. In fact, the understanding I get with the Nungwa water issue is that usually in December, January, the water supply is a bit problematic, but by the end of December, getting into January, it gets better. But this time, it has persisted even almost to the end of January. So the people of Nungwa have been struggling with water supply for some time. So Damon,
So I also want to urge Adams Mutawakil to speak. You know, I like the way some of the ministers did their handing over during the vetting. You can tell. You see, at the end of the day, it's the same country. I think he needs to have a very good conversation with Clifford Bryma on what the issues are. I know they do official handing over, but it's too important a company for us to make it look like, oh, it's an hour 10, so we are just taking over. There must be a more logical transition and proper handing over, because Ghana Water, ECG and those things, if it doesn't go well, all of us will suffer. All of us will suffer because they are so customer facing and their service provision is very critical. So we wish Adams Mutawakil well. I'm going to read a few comments for you before we leave. This one says, Bernard, aside the core ministerial appointments by a president, all the rest must go through a competitive, thorough, impartial screening and selection process by well-reputable management consultancies like PwC, EY, KPMG to choose the country's best and brightest for their respective portfolios with very clear performance KPIs for the next 4 years, reviewed annually and published to the people of Ghana. Why are you laughing? He goes on, Ben. What most of the party foot soldiers don't know is that there are professionals in most of the parastatals who shape policies of presidents while in opposition, in the quiet, which the foot soldiers might not know.
Yeah.
You get the point?
No, that's a solid
But why is it that when they said they should bring people from KPMG to screen the boys that?
Oh, I'm just thinking that's stretching it. It's stretching it. Look, KPMG is not going to do that for free. It's not going to do that for free. And we believe that even without using such professional services like that, the president or whoever is in charge should be able to get it right with his own appointments. And we should have a machinery in place that will monitor and detect underperformance, But this thing of it is this, you've been appointed, this is your reward for helping with the campaign, so this is yours, and then you are kept there for 8 years. I think we shouldn't repeat that mistake again.
Gotta read a few comments.
Okay, yes, Bernard, we've got some here. I'm very excited about the conversation you're having this morning. I was following your discussion on social media, which suggested that Reverend Engineer Edmond Fianco, who has risen through the ranks at the NCA, is not suitable for the DG role because he is perceived to be a sympathizer of the SWAL government. On the other hand, they have no qualms with the appointments of the likes of, you mentioned names. What kind of country are we building? I don't know why some people think they are more Ghanaian than others because their party is in power.
I just read this message.
Right. So we'll miss that. ECG is a cash cow. They only need an auditor like Domelovo as CEO. This is Eunice from East Legon. Good morning, Citi FM. I am so happy you're discussing this issue. We must reset Ghana on a solid foundation of meritocracy. The days of putting political appointees without managerial or technical abilities or competencies to head SOEs should come to an end. It should be known to the party members that there are some positions in government that should be managed by technocrats for our common good. Ghana has suffered so much from such bad appointments. We can't continue that way, especially under the current economic situation. Ghana needs resetting. Competent people must come on board. The NDC supporters should take heart and allow the president to work. Jonathan from Ghana West
my final
send
comment
that
is
through.
that the party must know that it is a transition from elections into governance, as some men said, and we must balance between reward for your hard work as a political activist to your ability to deliver result, which will be the basis for which your party will stay in power or not. So I think we should err on the side of competence at all times, because Ghana is for all of us.
Right.
So the fact that you are a supporter of a party does not make you more Ghanaian than anybody else.
Sure.
It took a lot of post votes for your party to win. So allow the people to appoint competent people to do their work. So we'll not come on and be complaining every day.
Spot on.
And when you say you don't have water, then the person there is able to handle the work. Right? So let's err on the side of competence. That's my closing comment on this segment.
All I will say is yum. We'll take a very quick break. When we're back, we have a very important conversation coming up because we are on to look into cervical cancer and all that associates with it. So stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
First impressions matter. Make yours unforgettable with the irresistible scent of Princess Body Mist and Roll-On. Designed for every lady who wants to leave a lasting impression wherever she goes. And for our gentlemen, there is Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Elevate your presence with a confident, masculine fragrance that keeps you dry and fresh all day. Because your fragrance should speak before you do, use Princess Body Mist and Roll-On and Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Your daily essentials for smelling good from dawn till dusk. Princess and Style Up. Smell good and feel great together. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
This new year, let your journey be worry-free. Renew or buy a brand new motor insurance policy with Provident Insurance from January to March 2025 and enjoy exciting rewards such as fuel coupons and exclusive Provident souvenirs. Need assistance? Chat with Obaya, our friendly WhatsApp assistant on 024-242-6396. She will sort you out babia, anywhere, anytime, or visit any of our branches, agents, or brokers today. Provident Insurance, your reliable partner for 43 years, keeping you covered every mile of the way. Don't miss out on this special offer. Terms and conditions apply. With Provident, man, you're covered.
Provident, man, you're covered.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Central University, Ghana's premier private university, invites applications for admissions for the 2024-2025 academic year. Apply now to enjoy our flexible payment terms. We also have exclusive discounts for all alumni, ICGC members, ICGC pastors, and their children. Call us on 0307-020-540 or visit www.central.edu.gh for further details. Central University, raising transformational leaders through faith, integrity, and excellence.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement, unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
After 9, getting into an important conversation. One of the second leading causes of mortalities in women. Okay, I have a message here. It says it's not what did I say? How is this pronounced, first of all? Let me just get help before I destroy that thing further. Good morning to you. Welcome to the studio. Your name is Dr. Emmanuel Amuako, pediatric oncologist, and you lead clinical research at Yamache Biotech. correct?
Absolutely.
So January is what Cancer Awareness Month?
Cervical cancer. So actually you're
I said
right.
cervical.
No, cervical
It's
is
cervical.
No, it just depends on where. So there's
Charlie,
you
why
can say
people
cervical
stressing?
and then you
So
can
it's
say
cervical.
Yeah, you can say cervical, you can say cervical. So it depends on where.
Maybe that's why it's not as popular as
It's a
the other
British
one.
versus American pronunciation.
So I was not wrong necessarily.
No, you
It
weren't
depends on where you are from.
Absolutely.
Cervical or cervical.
Absolutely.
Cervical is not as popular as the other one. I mean, the breast cancer, right? We talk about breast cancer. When it's breast cancer month, there is a whole buzz around it everywhere you go. But the cervical, I didn't even know January is the cervical cancer awareness month, as I know for October. Why isn't this one as popular as?
So it could be for multiple reasons. Number one, breast cancer affects both Africans and Caucasians equally, and over the years a lot of people have advocated for it. Now cervical cancer affects more people in low and middle income countries, simply because over the years there's been ways to prevent it, and in high income countries people have sort of prevented it, so you don't see a lot of cervical cancer, and so the awareness for the disease itself is not as high. And unfortunately in this world, if the high income countries are not carrying out your advocacy, most people in low middle income countries do not push that as well.
I see. So what really is the cervical cancer thing? What is it?
So your cervix is actually the opening to the womb. So let's say we take the womb is like an upside down balloon where the bigger part is up and then the opening is down. So that opening where you blow into the balloon, or when where you tie, is what is called the cervix of a woman. So if a woman were to give birth, the baby will be in the womb, and then when they are ready to give birth, the cervix would open before the baby can come out.
So how does the cancer get there? This cancer guy.
Well, it's
not a guy. We don't.
It has to be a guy. No,
probably it's a girl. I don't know.
No. It's a cancer guy. Yeah, I agree.
But this cancer, I don't know. But how does it work?
Right. For cervical cancer, 99% of the cases are caused by the human papilloma virus. Which is, well, in most cases sexually transmitted. So you get exposed to the human papilloma virus either through mostly through sexual intercourse, but there have been cases that have been reported where people don't get it through sexually transmitted like that. And with that, there are different variants of the HPV. Now there are about 16 high-risk variants that have been identified worldwide that can cause 16. That can lead. So HPV has multiple variants, and they can cause simple things as genital warts, which are very common, and then those who clear. Now with those high-risk variants, when they stay onto the cervix, you hope that your immune system will clear it out. But with repeated exposure, and if your immune system doesn't clear it out, it takes about 10 to 15 years for the person to develop cervical cancer. And so the cancer doesn't develop immediately you have exposure. So a lot of young people might have it very early on in life, but if your system does not clear it, you have so long to then develop cancer. And so the nature of this cancer and this virus has actually given us the opportunity to either screen, like discover it. So first of all, you can prevent it by vaccinating. You can screen. So you have a long time to screen, 10 to 15 years before cancer develops. And then you have a way to detect it early as well, to prevent death or advancement.
That's interesting. So I want you to tell me stories, survival stories, and like I mentioned early on, if you hear about some of these things, you may not care about them until someone experiences it, then you panic. I have known that in Ghana, for example, one of the things that people throw around a lot is fibroid. You hear about fibroid a lot of the times. When you get close to it, you see that, it's preventable, and especially upon early detection. But a lot of people would rather seek unorthodox treatments, or they try to find means to it because they don't want to go perhaps under the knife, or all kinds of misconceptions around the treatment of same. I can give you an example. So when I first heard about fibroid, I panicked. Then I went to Dr. Ken Brightson's theater. He was delivering a 5 kg baby and took out some fibroids. So since then I knew, okay, if someone has a fibroid, you can take things out and the person will be sorted. What are the misconceptions about cervical cancer, and is it treatable anyway?
Right. Yeah, I like the angle you're taking, like given that most people, when you're not sure of what it is, you're actually scared of it. Yeah, it's actually very treatable. Right. And I would give you, I would call it the lifeline, the life story of cervical cancer. So I'll start from very early on, when you can vaccinate girls very early, 9 years old, before they are sexually exposed.
Vaccination.
So there's HPV directed vaccination, and there's this story, beautiful story, and there was a paper that came out last year or last 2 years in London, where they averted the risk for cervical cancer in their population by almost 80%, because they introduced vaccination very early. So there was a national vaccination program. And they noticed that over 10 years they had reduced the risk of cervical cancer in this women.
Shouldn't we try that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have a thing like that?
Well, we don't have a national control program. Okay. There are vaccines. The last time I asked, it was $280 for a vaccine. Wow. And you need 2 or 3 shots. Imagine how many people can afford that. So that's one thing that we are advocating for, having this on the national program, cancer control program, at least to vaccinate these women. And then a story of someone who goes in very early, well, just screening, because they came in for an awareness, and then they went into to be screened, and then noticed that they had high-risk human papilloma virus. Wow. And when you have that at a certain age, there are like steps to follow. In medicine, we'll say algorithms. So with that algorithm, she was supposed to have like a visual inspection or have a colposcopy, and had that, and noticed that she had very early lesions of cervical cancer, very early on. And with that, in 5 minutes or 10, in the consulting room, you can actually treat that. And that person, 15 years later, is actually doing really well.
So early detection is the key to this. So people should get screening.
Absolutely.
People should get screened.
Absolutely.
Get screened and know. Now, let me know what some of the symptoms of this is, because again, learning about fibroid, I got to understand that people could look pregnant though they may not be. Now, in this case, given where this particular incident can be, I mean, what we are talking about can be located, how do I find out if I'm predisposed, or what are the signs for me to know that I might need to screen for cervical cancer?
Right. Again, I love how you're asking this question, because most of the times as Ghanaians, or women especially, you're waiting to see a symptom before you do something. But with this disease, it's very silent, and before you get to know, in fact, by the time you're experiencing symptoms, once you start experiencing symptoms, then it's probably too late. Wow. So it can vary from no symptoms at all to a lot of discharge, like very profuse discharge, offensive discharge, bleeding after sex, bleeding in between your periods, and also like feeling of a mass down there in like in your cervix area.
You're feeling heavy, or
you're feeling heavy, and then excessive bleeding. Now, when it's very advanced, of course, there's fecal incontinence or constipation, and then urination, and then back pain if it's already spread to the bone. So in this case, by the time you're actually seeing symptoms, then it's actually quite late. Wow. So I'll tell you a story, and I think I wrote this to the Citi Online paper some time ago, about one time when I came to Ghana, landed in the airport, and I could smell a distinct smell, like it was one that I'd known, one that I'd smelled before. And if you know, smell is one of the senses that takes you back, no matter how long it's been.
And because you've been exposed to such, and you've been working with them, you could just tell this person.
I was like, well, I didn't know who, but I was like, okay, this
you could
smell,
do contact tracing.
This smell tracing. I was like, this smell is so distinct.
Wow.
I'm so sure that this person has cervical
cancer.
And in my mind, I'm like, how did this person even sit on an aircraft to come all the way. Imagine the stigma, and it is very, very known
strong,
that it's really strong, and then they are very stigmatized, and after a while, even their spouses can abandon them. It's actually a critical issue.
What kind of support can you give to people who have cervical cancer, especially when they've gone beyond the stage of treatment? And you can go beyond treatment, right? If it gets to
absolutely,
stage something.
Of course. So when it's spread, when it's metastasized,
metastasized.
Yeah, we do offer what we call palliative care. Now, palliative care palliative care is not end of life care, but you provide comfort to them until it's time for them. But you can provide some chemotherapy just to reduce the symptoms. Some of them would receive radiotherapy. And again, family support is very, very important. You can never underestimate psychosocial support from family members.
So cervical cancer, we are told, is the second leading cause of death in women. The first is the breast cancer, obviously. So you need to screen. Early detection is very important. And so we've spoken about human papilloma virus. So it's a sexually transmitted disease. And so people should be mindful and all. But is there a way you can protect yourself against it?
That's where the vaccination comes in.
Okay, so vaccination is the main thing?
Is the main thing. So condoms have not really, barrier methods have not really been shown to reduce HPV transmission, because you don't cover all of your genitals when you put on a condom anyway.
Right.
So you still have the exposure to the HPV.
Hey, Charlie, this guy. I withdraw that. I withdraw that. So listen, where can we find you? We want to screen, and also if you speak to many young women, I've not spoken to too many of them, but sometimes there is stigma attached to this, and also because most of the gynaes are guys, and the girls have issue opening up, and so I think sometimes the stigma and this lack of self-confidence also affects people's ability to seek help, right? Absolutely. So let's speak to the issue of seeking help and the issue of opening up and, taking control of, knowing these things and being empowered to get help early.
Right, absolutely. Number one, I don't think most of the gynaes are males anymore.
I take
woman power.
Good.
I don't know what the numbers are now, but I know that lots of females.
As far as I'm concerned, I know so many guys who are gynaes, and I'm not even comfortable about that.
I think
why do the guys like to be gynaes?
Well, let's ask them. I don't know.
Okay, fine. Let's.
Right now, we have quite a number of women.
We are happy to hear that.
And I think generally, as women, it's a bit difficult to open up to anybody, male or female. Going down to lie down for someone to look there is hard. So one of the things that is being done is a self-sampling method, and that's what we at Yemachi are trying to do. We have self-sampling brushes where you can take your sample in the comfort of your home or even in a public toilet or in the hospital, but you take the sample yourself. And
is this something you have developed?
No, there are brushes that already exist. So what we did was to pair the brush to the molecular testing. That's what detects the high-risk HPV. And then you get your results in a few days. So you can take your sample at home, drop it at points or call for pickup, and then you get your results via email or via text.
Okay, but the treatment process, is it very convenient? How is it like?
Treatment, so if you detect that the person has HPV, there are next steps to take. Now if you detect that the person has early lesions, then there are next steps to take. And if you detect that the person has cervical cancer, of course there are next steps to take. I must state that the treatment, when it develops all the way to cervical cancer, the treatment is not the easiest. You have to go through chemotherapy, you have to go through radiation, and quite recently I have seen and also listen to stories from people who are dear to me about like going through the treatment. So I watched women who come in and you have to put in an isotope, like a probe, to be able to deliver the radiation. So you're lying there, and there are all these people that are willing to help you, definitely, but you're lying there and all these people have to walk into the room to make sure that everything is okay. And in my mind, it's like, where's the dignity? But then listening to a story from someone dear to me, she didn't even care about the dignity.
Because when you're going through pain,
because she was like, I just need this to happen. I just need this to happen. But she did talk about the side effects that she felt later on, and those were daunting.
Dr. Emanuela Amwako, pediatric oncologist. No, you're a big woman. Oh, you're big. Thank you for passing through. She leads clinical research at Yamachi Biotech. Let's have this conversation again. I've really enjoyed it. It's been very eye-opening. Thank you so much, Doc. And also, it's almost top of the hour. Happy birthday going out to an amazing woman. Today I shared a 30th birthday with my wife, an amazing woman, extremely resourceful, supportive and entrepreneurial, full of intelligence and wisdom. I pray for long life and, more importantly, a happy one full of all the things you wish for. I wish I could grant them all. I wish I could. Looking forward to getting old with you. I love you. Happy birthday, baby. This is to Adjoa Van Vicker from your husband, Van Vicker. It's also the birthday of the mother of Angela Dake. Angela, your mom's name is Faustina Dake. Mom, we celebrate you. Happy birthday. Best wishes to you. It's top of the hour. So, have you been listening to my conversation with the doctor? Did I do well? I think I was struggling to understand.
Honestly, I was preparing for the news.
Okay. She was teaching me about cervical cancer.
Oh, cervical cancer. Okay.
So I'm still not saying it right.
Cervical. Yeah.
Sorry. I've not eaten this morning. So, Charlie, what's in the news?
Coming up, presidency direct.